If you take a life, do you know what you give? Odds are you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me? By the merciless eyes I've deceived. I've seen angels fall from blinding heights, but you yourself are nothing so divine. Just nesting line on yourself, because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. You can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It loves to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. If you come inside, things will not be the same. When you return to my night, if you think you won, you never saw me change. The game that we have been playing. I've seen diamonds cut through harder men than you yourself. But if you must pretend, you make me your end. On yourself, because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. You can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It loves to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. Try to hide your hand, get out of feet. Life is gone with just a spin on the wheel. Own yourself, because no one else here will save you. The odds will betray you, and I will replace you. You can't deny the prize, it may never fulfill you. It loves to kill you. Are you willing to die? The coldest blood runs through my veins. You know my name. 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 You know my
A heart that's full up like a landfill, a job that slowly kills you, bruises that won't heal. Oh, you look so tired, unhappy, break down. The government, they don't speak for us. Yes, I'll take a quiet life, a handshake of carbon monoxide.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So, before we start, I would like to thank you guys for your continued support of the show. But by all means, if you still want to do so, feel free to like, subscribe, and all that other stuff. I know I usually don't do it in the front or the beginning of the stream, but I figured I might as well before we start this. So I've been given aware. It came to my attention through a few friends of mine some days ago that Kero the Wolf has, after 2 years, returned to the platform known as YouTube and by extension the rest of the internet, which has caused a total fucking shit show. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about tonight, and then just go through the responses. I'll before we go, that I would like to see what's going on with the chat. Welcome Mal, welcome Meadow Fembot, welcome Cyber Gage, Night, how you doing, Night? Mindless Badger, hello. Coyote Lovely, well, I mean, he's already waiting in the stream to talk because we will have some people on. So welcome to the show, of course. I'll say it twice anyway. Space Voyager, hello, welcome to the shit show, Space Voyager. Dan, welcome to the show. Welcome, Rainbow. Butt Cheeks, hey there. I hope you're having a good one as well. Zach, hey Zach. Dan, another Dan, hello there. Yeah, I'm still muted in Discord. Don't worry about that. We'll get that done in a sec. I'm just talking to the audience through myself currently before we get into the real shit shows. Bruh. Let's see. Hello there, Cancer Fighter. Hello all. Just wanted to pop in and say I love his music, and nice to have you do this, Kaz. And thank you. I usually don't talk about individuals like this, at least the popular subjects in comparison. You've seen my channel. My channel's been more focused on the small fry because no one seems to care to talk about the small fry most of the time. But because I would rather be what you would call consistent when I hunt down predators, I really don't care for the clout. Let's just say that. But don't worry, we'll get into the whole claims of that in a sec, because apparently Kero's got some choice words to say about people who go after him. Apparently, he likes to he likes he's got some interesting views. We'll go with that one. Yo, Kaz, how's been? It's been great. I've been incredibly busy, unfortunately, but I've been doing well. I'm very much alive. I'm sure to the chagrin of a multitude of tarts. We'll get into that later, of course, as well, I guess. Yeah, so I would figured that although I started a year and a half ago certain rules about not wanting to talk about certain more popular subjects because that's just how I wanted to place my standards at the time, I will consider it breaking this because what's going on with this shit show about Kero is an important subject that unfortunately is mired in shit. So let's get into the autism, all right? Let's get into a bit of that. We'll have some people on if they want to get on. Preferably people with a more substantial amount of knowledge, because I'm going to admit to you, I'm not an aficionado when it comes to Kero, okay? I've done a bit of my research. But just be aware, I'm not like super knowledgeable. I do have a fair amount of it, just not a lot. But we'll get into that in a bit. I will try my best to be as fair and impartial as possible when talking about this. So, anyway, without further ado, hello there, lovely, lovely coyote. I'm fucking up words today. Coyote lovely.
Help! Help! He's silencing me. He's censoring me. He won't let me talk. He's telling people not to listen to me. Do you want, Cass? That's not very nice.
Get
Do I need
back in
to
the
point out
basement,
how you
you
have a
little bitch.
mersuit? Do I need to point out your mersuit, Cass?
All right, he's gonna get the hose again. Let's get back in the basement.
Oh, this whole thing's a fucking shit show, dude.
Oh god, where do I even start? Holy shit!
It's a laugh and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
holy
god!
fuck. This is gonna be nuts. Anyway, so I guess the best place to start is Kero.
Oh, the video.
Yeah, the video itself. I was thinking about other videos too, but let's start with the 2 Kero ones, particularly his My Side. More like My Side's in orbit, but let's go.
Oh, this dude. Oh my god. I was watching that one. I was not capable of taking it seriously. It's like I'm trying and I can't. I am failing.
Well, at one hand, I was laughing my ass off. Another hand, I was genuinely pissed off because I detect disingenuous bullshit like crazy. So my brain goes fucking nuts, and I can't just avert my eyes from what I'm seeing, and I get genuinely pissed off of just how disingenuous his response was. We'll get into that, of course. You know how I am. Super autist, what do you expect?
Yeah. It's all right. We're all autists here.
Yeah, literally all you have to do to BDFO Kero is bring up the logs he emitted were real. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Like, I'm more about wanting to respond to his disingenuous lies is what I'm more interested in doing. We can talk about the references there, of course.
Realistically, all you need to actually see through Kero's bullshit is 2 brain cells to rub together. That's it.
Yeah, this thing called consideration about evidence.
As long as you can spark up a little bit of a knowledge spark right there with those brain cells, you can just be like, this doesn't really add up. This is really bacon manoodle. This doesn't make any sense.
But Coyote, it's really hard to rub my 2 brain cells together. It hurts. It hurts my little brain.
my brain melting.
Oh, fine. All right, let's get into it. Before I do though, I need to do a little screen share, of course, because otherwise you're not gonna be. It's gonna be a weird out of loop thing, and I don't want to do that. So.
Oh yeah, you don't want to look like Anthony.
Okay, listen here. I take offense to that.
I think just about anybody should take offense to that.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. All right, so let's see. My screen should actually take this. I hope. I hope it actually shows everything and listen like the bot. All right,
I can see it. Yeah.
All right. What about you, chat? What do you see it? I
also hear some nice piano music.
Lovely New York jazz. 10 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
Exactly.
Hi guys, a lot has happened in the past 2 years. I want to take a moment and explain why I left YouTube before we get into everything. This was in the fall of 2018. The day the accusation started, everything happened all at once. I was getting accused of new things right and left, and I was completely taken by surprise. Honestly, I couldn't believe the stuff they were accusing me of. Once the leaks started flying around on Twitter, the police got involved right away. My whole plan was to cooperate and let the police work, and let them announce that I was innocent. Because this case seemed like a no-brainer. I thought the police would interview me, announce that they didn't find anything, proving the accusations wrong. I did go into the police station. I sat down for interviews. The police came to my apartment multiple times a week. Asked me questions like, "Where's the deer? Do you know this person?" I was constantly visited by them, and each and every time I let them search my apartment, and I answered all of their questions. People were calling the police station and accusing me of all kinds of things. I was even asked about a missing child, and then they asked if they can search my place. I endured these visits and let them do their work, and after a month and a half of all these visits, everything went silent. But what happened in January completely surprised me. The police were able to obtain a search warrant, which blew.
Yeah, sorry, I have to interrupt this. Where's the deer, bro? That's a good question.
That is a good question. Maybe they broke up. You know, him and his boyfriend, the deer. You know, they broke up. I don't know how that worked out. You know, considering it's fucking dead. But maybe they just had like a split. You know, maybe they just didn't really. Their relationship wasn't working out. Could have been the investigation. He didn't want things like didn't want the heat to get on him. You know, it's like we got to make it. We got to stop seeing each other like this. And the deer was just like. You can't see it right now, but I'm making a dead face. Because it can't fucking do anything, because it's fucking dead.
This is more like the accurate response. It goes, "Ah, the fucking cop was up!"
Yeah, that's probably it.
Reenactment of Kero. Or
this has been our dramatic reenactment of Kero breaking up with his boyfriend, aka a corpse.
Or what was it? Oh, snake thing, right? because that was someone he knows that actually went to prison. I believe another guy, was it Wolf?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. I think Archive the Wolf wound up talking about both of those things, Snake Thing and Wolf. I think both of them have been they've been arrested. I'm not quite sure. I don't have the details on that one. I would recommend checking Archive's channel for more information on that.
Yeah, I've actually been
great.
watching their channel. I would recommend watching it if you guys haven't seen it.
Yeah. There's a couple people I would definitely recommend for this subject. If you're looking for more information on the lore, one is Archive the Wolf. Another, Cecil McFly. Great lady. I've talked to her a couple times. She's real nice. Plus, she makes great content, so I can't recommend her enough. And there's a couple of other people out there as well. I know a friend of mine, Drama Hound, wound up putting a video out that has some of the information that came directly from somebody who was helping to investigate that at the time, Zerkala. So those are some people that I would recommend.
Yeah, no, I'm a huge stickler for watching people who talk about sick freaks like this and actually do a lot of real, genuine work to research and actually call this out. So I would recommend that, because they not only did that, they also mention a point that's actually very pertinent that I'll mention, because Kero the Wolf tends to ignore this point a lot as to why the police did what they did. And he's trying to twist it as entirely something that isn't really the case, of course.
Oh yeah, like a lot of this is just a bunch of disingenuous waffling so that he can try to make himself seem like a victim of cancel culture, which he isn't.
Let's see, despite Kero's dumb mod sanitizing his comment sections on his newest video, it's 4K dislikes to 600. Yeah, that's a fucking yikes.
Yeah, Fizhu, I don't know how to I'm so sorry, Fizhu. I don't know how to pronounce your name. If I'm butchering that, I probably am. Yeah, the Cecil videos are great.
Yeah. Also, congratulations, Zach. If you get those 2 views, you can get 300. See about celebrating that. It's not easy for small YouTubers to grow.
In my mind, there's honestly nothing there to justify a search warrant. But then I saw the actual piece of paper. Someone called the police, accused me of having illicit material on my computer, and the warrant was to check for distribution and storage of it, which is a felony. If this would have been true, I would not be here talking to you today. I would be in jail. They took everything, my cameras, my phone, my computer, all my hard drives. So after they took my stuff, I felt utterly hopeless. Without my video equipment, how could I fight back? They took the only thing I could use to help prove my innocence. This really took a toll on my mental health. I was suicidal, I was depressed, and I was just overall broken. I honestly tried to leave the community in January because no one was listening to me. But a month after everything was taken...
Hold on, Cass, can you pause it?
Sure.
I think we need to replace the jazz with some really sad violin music. I really do. I think that would be very appropriate. I'm not memeing you. I think this is really tragic. This is the tragedy right here. Have you heard the tragedy of Darth Kero, the canceled? We need to actually get some violin music for him.
It's not something the poppy furs would tell you. No, I get what you mean by that, but yeah, so aside from the fact that he's clearly doing what you usually see from more like in terms of a fake apology video, he's trying to make it about his mental health and stuff, which at one hand would have been fine if he just talked about the other points first, if there was like actually something to defend himself on. When it comes to arguing about yourself or anything, framing is extremely important, and I think Kero knows this because it's not even 2 minutes in, and this video comes across as extremely disingenuous. So,
well, and this is just speculation. I don't have anything solid to back this up with, but this is a game theory. We're gonna call it just a little bit of a game theory. I'm pretty sure he's been talking to people who know a little bit more about how to frame this stuff. Like, for example, one of them that I think he's been talking to is Scar the Fur, because this video, My Side, is almost a shot-for-shot remake of like a video that Scar the Fur made last year defending Kero, and he used almost all of the same arguments. And I'll link you that one too, because I was going to talk about that one on my stream the other day, but I wound up forgetting. But I'll link you that video because I have the link for it.
No, go ahead. I'm all willing. This is very interesting to dig into people, especially those defending this, because
right.
I have a major pet peeve in different regards, but we'll save that for the fanboy critiques.
Well, right, and then there's another person that actually has admitted that he insisted on Kero putting a certain clip in here, which is going to come up later. So it's Kit the Soulless, who constantly makes these little fucking rant videos on all sorts of dumb stuff, and he's constantly he's been openly friends with Kero. He's never denied that. And he made a video that came out within an hour of Kero's video, like announcing that Kero's innocent, all this stuff. Kero retweeted it. I'm pretty sure what Kero did here was try to learn how to frame this stuff and how to make these really disingenuous arguments by talking to people like them who make that kind of content. And it's one of those things that I think all of these things, because you see all the jump cuts in this video, I think most of this is parroted from people who are smarter than he is.
Oh yeah, most certainly. It's very telling that he's taking whatever apologetic approach someone has told him and decided to use it as the basis for his video. Because he thinks that's going to be enough to convince people. Which, by the way, I don't think it really worked outside of his hardcore fan base. And if you actually like wind up looking back at some of his community tab posts, you can see that stupid moderator who wrote a fucking collegiate dissertation in the comments that Kero pinned. He's known for actually just completely deleting anything critical of Kero that he deems to be inappropriate, which God knows what that is. Like, he's never specified, oh, this is what the criterion are for this being inappropriate. He just kind of removes things arbitrarily that say negative things about Kero, which is one of the reasons why, if you look at both of these two new videos, there's no comments out of place. There's no comments super critical of Kero, despite the fact that the second video actually has the like-dislike ratio visible and is overwhelmingly disliked. It's just uncanny. Oh yeah. We'll definitely get into that one. So at Kaz Warfox, legit question. He abused lots. That's a fact. After he killed his own dog, do you think he reoffends since, or he's gone cold turkey or been a good boy? The problem with people like this is I don't believe they stop when they get a taste of their actions, you know? The same with, from dog fuckers to pedophiles, they usually have a very similar characteristic, is that they love to prey on anything that's weaker than them, and once they get that taste of it, that success, that their first offense and got away with it, or even if they got into prison, it never goes away. They'll have that, and it will still be a thing.
What I want to say on that one is that even if he's never abused anything since, like ever since he got caught and like he's tried to go quote unquote cold turkey, the way that I look at it is that it doesn't really matter that much, because what do you call somebody who's committed, rape one time? You call him a fucking rapist.
Yep. It most certainly doesn't change just because they did it once.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's that, and also the fact that knowing Kero has a monumental ego, because this whole video is literally him acting like the most narcissistic fucking man-child brat I've seen in a while. I fundamentally believe that if he gets into his head, he probably would reoffend. Very quickly, if not sooner. Probably give it a couple months, if not 5. Probably. Anyways, let's continue.
Poured into my head. The fandom helped me so much. Even if a lot of you dislike me, I can never dislike the fandom. There are a lot of things
And they have a right to.
that need fixing, but this is a place I truly belong, and no one is gonna tell me otherwise.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, look, I'm not gonna be a police of the furry fandom because, as a old fur fag friend of mine said, Kaz is a bad example of the furry fandom. And therefore, is not one. So take that for what you will, chat. But, I'm gonna be honest here. From what I can tell, I'm gonna say this. Realistically speaking, if half of the fandom wants you gone because of what you've done, I would say that maybe it's about time you quit.
No, I agree.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, don't even bother. This is gonna make it worse. In fact, you probably are making it worse for yourself by doing this. But something tells me he doesn't care. See, this is the thing about grifters like Kero. I know for a fact that this is something important to him, and he's going to maintain it no matter what. He thinks he can salvage it. Anyway, let's get into the real point. I'm sure I'll repeat myself on this one anyway.
So I decided not.
Just real quick, I sent you the video from Scar the Fur.
Mm-hmm.
It's in DMs. Yeah, I just sent you the link to the unlisted Scar the Fur video. I don't know why he unlisted it, but I think it had something to do with he knew Kero was coming back, because he unlisted it like in the middle of January, along with his other video discussing Kero. So it's just a game theory, like I said, but it looks really interesting when you take all of this into consideration.
Oh yeah, no, most certainly. It seems to paint an interesting picture. Now, I did watch the first Kitten, whatever his name is, whatever the guy you mentioned, this video, and
Yeah, Kit the Soulless.
he did mention having talks with Kero behind the scenes, at least at some regard. It's very small, very kind of just there, but I would not be surprised if Kero was talking to these people and they were in cahoots with each other to try to play this op of, we need to clear Kero's name by doing this, and I guess they still underestimate how much people are not going to accept this, nor should they.
Advised not to make any public statements, which was hard for me. Police took nearly 2 years to look at my possessions. They even sent my devices to the FBI forensics lab. And also, the New York police got involved. And through all that, there were never any charges against me. If there's any evidence being used against me, the police would have found it during all of that time. And yet, over these past 2 years, I have been harassed, doxxed, manipulated, blackmailed. I've had people stalk me, accuse me of terrible things, kept trying to put words in my mouth, and spread rumors about me. I've seen the worst of the community during this entire investigation. The police were wasting their time and resources.
What, did you
while
buy a
actual
mirror?
Crimes were happening.
I mean, like, real talk. Like, what'd you buy a fucking mirror? Like, what how did you see the worst of it? Did you just suddenly appear on camera and just like, holy shit, I can see myself. I'm not a vampire.
I look like I spent a decade stuck in my house drinking nothing but Mountain Dew and eating potato chips and Cheez-Its.
Honestly, the beard's not doing him much favors. He probably should shave. He looks really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Oh, fuck.
So here I am today. Let's go over the accusations together. Because I know for some people, the result of 2 police departments and the FBI proving me innocent just isn't enough. So I'll go.
Oh god, I know I've already made this point, but I hate this incessant bratty attitude he always has with everything he does.
Yeah, like the tone there makes it seem like you're stupid for even questioning whether or not he's guilty or innocent. Like, that's the way it seems like he's delivering this, where it's just like, it's just so much fucking pomposity here and saying, well, I'm surprised that isn't enough, so now I'm going to be incredulous as to why I should have to explain to you why it's enough. It's like, fuck you. No.
How dare you ask me for evidence, dear sir? You are a charlatan. Fucking shit.
You're a charlatan and a scoundrel.
You are a disingenuous vagabond.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. Like, holy shit. I'm like, this is something that drives me nuts about some of these people too, because this is a very common characteristic I've dealt with going after these disgusting fucks and their different varieties. Is a lot of them have this monumental ego in their head, like they're creating a galaxy or a goddamn universe with their fucking skull.
maybe they're trying to apply at Applebee's.
Good sir, while I give you your mozzarella sticks, can I explain to you the intricacies of John Locke? Oh, fuck. Just imagine he goes, what if the dog consents, though?
The thing is, though, I've actually had people like Zoophiles unironically make that argument. It's like, it fucking can't. What are you talking about?
This guy lives in New York and believes the justice system is trustworthy up there. Yeah, I don't remember if it was New York or Pennsylvania, but either or, I do notice that their laws in regards to animal abuse are quite lacking. So before you take whatever Kero has to say, just realize that the laws around the animal abuse in places like that don't take a lot of severity. At worst, it seems like you'll get a misdemeanor, which is pretty gay, and the statutes of limitation is usually a big argument as to why his little, what's the word I'm looking for? His disingenuous take all the more retarded. Because, as I pointed out, he completely misses a genuine argument as to why the cops didn't just throw his ass in the slammer. It has a lot to do with statutes of limitation, and that one little video that has been tied to Kero with what he did to his dog is like, what, 2014 he posted?
Yeah,
these.
I'm sorry.
statues
I'm a little distracted because now I'm just wondering if he even owns a suit.
I wonder if they confiscated that and he just never got it back.
Probably.
It's like this computer. He can't have his computer back because they have to dissect the fuck out of it. So like, even if they put it back together, it's a dead PC. I wonder if that's what happened to this fucking fursuit. It's just been dissected
probably.
beyond repair.
Oh God.
Mm. Oh God.
He does. Oh my God, the fursuit. I totally forgot. He does own a suit. He's the furry Sargon of fucking Akkad right here with the smuggling. That's not even a meme. That's fucking true.
Oh no. I could only imagine the horror someone had to go through by dissecting the suit on their first day of investigating him.
It's like this thing smells like dried semen and Cheetos. What the fuck happened in this thing?
It smells like a raccoon died in there. Sees bits and pieces of actual dead raccoon in there.
It's like that makes sense now. That fits. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on break. I'm gonna throw up, and then I'll be back in 10.
I don't get paid enough for this shit, officer.
It's like I'm gonna have a beer real quick. It's like you don't drink though. I fucking do now after seeing this.
Oh, someone pointed out he's got a pedo stash. Yeah, that probably doesn't help how he looks.
Yeah, you're kind of right.
Oh God.
Go over everything one by one. Let's start so we can put this whole thing behind us. First, let's talk about the logs. They were posted by a Twitter user in September 2018. They depicted horrific things that were said between a group of people on Telegram. There was also a list of people allegedly involved in the chats, but of the ones included was my name. While it is true I have talked to Snake Thing before, I didn't know he was a monster he turned out to be. We were not friends, just some guy I met in some furry group, and we talked about feral cartoons. The logs of me are not real. There was none of that nasty shit in there, just a normal
Hold on, pause
conversation.
it. I love that, like, he doesn't talk about, like, the nature of talking about feral cartoons, and also doesn't talk about actually, like, what the chat room they met in was, because, like, that leaves so many things open to interpretation, especially since he's trying to disprove these logs. And he's just admitted that they met in a chat room, doesn't disclose what the chat room is, admitted that they talk about feral cartoons, doesn't show the context for that. Like, this would be the point that if this was actually fake, that he could disprove this by showing the truth, and yet he doesn't and tries to leave it very ambiguous. And it's just like, no, that's fucking stupid.
Well, what I've noticed about this, yeah, it's not just how vague it is, but also how intentionally a lot of points have been left out, like the exact, like what they were talking about outside of feral, because as the chat logs were showing, there was a lot more than just conversations about feral art. You got people admitting they fucked dogs, they posted some stuff, they got people admitting that they were like into kids, you know, aka Snake Thing, and a few others.
Yeah.
Weird how
Like,
that's
he even
left out.
Yeah, and he even admits that he's talked with him before, so he's admitting that these chats do exist in some capacity, but not showing what the chats actually were. And if he's going to make this argument that these are all faked, that this is not what happened, he needs to show the actual logs. He would presumably have them. They were his conversations, so I don't know why he's not easily disproving that. It's very easy to disprove at that point. If what he's saying is true, it would be easy to debunk what people are saying. But he's not doing that. Instead, he's just leaving things intentionally vague and saying, take my word for it, guys. My sources, dude, trust me.
Dude, my name is Kero the Trust Me Dude Wolf.
Yeah. This is just completely idiotic. This is such a non-point. It's so ridiculous.
No, it is, because, again, he misses the point of the whole conversation, is that he admitted to these chat logs and interviews and shit, so he can't just say that they don't exist. And he admitted to it that these chat logs theoretically exist in this video, so not only do we have contradictory bullshit, we also have doublespeak on top of that. He's saying what he isn't saying and isn't saying what he is saying. It's stupid.
Well, maybe the Iranian super hackers hacked his brain. You know, maybe that's it.
What's this? Kero's brain cells go brrr. Oh fuck. Oh shit.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Dude, so but you see, his face does not look any better here. But yeah, so just now, here's another thing. I know I'll constantly make this point anyway, because he's going to incessantly bitch about this particular point, as he already did. So if you were to make us believe that what you said was definitely the case with how the cops acted. Why not show us the court case and revolve as to why this the court session ended, why they threw away the case? See, this is what I don't get, because as stated before, they were talking about the issue they dropped the case had a lot more to do with statute of limitations. It had nothing to do with whether or not they had, like, that they were like, oh, they didn't found anything after 2 years. There's nothing they could have done after a certain point, though. That's why the statute of limitations exists. Not to mention, like I said, there's crimes around misdemeanors and stuff. They probably didn't take your case seriously, and there was probably plenty of loopholes. You could have just said, like, one thing or done another, and they would just let it go to other bigger, worse threats. You know, like drug peddling, I guess. Just to keep out there, I love when people, like, I know I'm an amateur when it comes to this topic, so I'm not gonna act like I'm big brain energy fucking intelligent in the law shit, but basic knowledge tends to dictate that just because they drop the case doesn't mean you're immediately innocent. There's a multitude of factors as to why those cases get dropped or picked up.
Right. And I want to point out to everybody, don't go using anything said in this stream as a defense, a surefire defense in court. Don't be like, Your Honor, the furry on the internet clearly stated. You know?
Yeah, exactly. But from what I know from my experience in these type of topics is that there's a multitude of reasons they would close a case. You can't just say, oh, they closed it, therefore I'm innocent. That's not how it works. But, alright. Assuming that is devil's advocate, doesn't change the fact that even if what you did isn't illegal, it is morally questionable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that's legal and okay. Legal just doesn't mean it's morally okay. I'm sorry. Come on.
I'm sorry. Can we get off of that face? It looks like he's taking a shit.
Nah, he just smelt himself after he did this fucking video. Like, oh god.
Oh god.
Shit.
You know what? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. He looks like he smells terrible. Like he just has that look about him.
Yeah. He does. Okay, let's go ahead and fuck. You're right.
Characters. Secondly, I want to point out the legitimacy of the person who posted the logs. This user claims to be an actual confessed zoophile, and the logs contain images of bestiality. How does that make him a legitimate source if he himself is one of those people that abuses animals?
In this case, how do you explain how this person got this information if they weren't one to begin with, right? Because it was a locked group. So, I mean, granted, you should always take people's word with a huge grain of salt, but the reason people listened to them was because they had evidence, and something tells me that maybe this person, yeah, is probably a zoophile too, but they saw what you guys were doing. Maybe they had a personal grudge and called you out. It really doesn't matter if there's some truth to it. There's some truth to it. A broken clock's right twice a day, is it not?
Yeah, it's one of the things, actually, Pseudonym, to the best of my awareness, they are a zoophile. However, Pseudonym's distinction is that they are not a zoo sadist, and what they saw Kero doing was zoo sadism, which is, you know, physically harming the animal. I think both are equally reprehensible, but obviously there's, in their own fucking weird community, their own degenerate community, they have distinctions like that. I guess Pseudonym, seeing that Kero and Snake Thing were zoo sadists, that was enough of a distinction to actually leak the logs of the chat room. That's my interpretation. It's best of my awareness. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I see both of them as wrong, probably equally. Words are hard. I see them both equally as wrong. But I guess to them there's distinctions between the two. So that's to the best of my awareness. And again, if someone else knows more about that, I'm open to correction. But to the best of my awareness, that's what happened.
Yeah, I would say it like this. There are plenty of secret groups out there of people who do illegal shit, and oftentimes they're routed out by a member of their own little communities. I don't really think that because they are one negates the fact that they had dirty shit on you and the rest of your crew.
Well, it's like if you've watched Toad McKinley's video on Doug Spink, or his series, which I definitely recommend that series. It's very fucking good. He even shows like points where from Zooer Now, that podcast, there were clips where they would even state to each other, it's just like, well, you're going to do this first. So that way, you're going to incriminate yourself before I get incriminated as well. Like, they had to have these like mutually assured destructions just to exist around each other.
Yep.
So it's no fucking wonder one of them would wind up leaking this chat once they saw some stuff they found reprehensible,
Yeah, maybe they
They
were.
don't even trust each other.
Yeah, no, they usually don't. They tend to have these communities for only how long they can have that pseudo trust, and eventually it breaks if there's enough heat on them.
Yeah, it's like they're literally just a community of people doing really abhorrent shit with guns pointed at each other, waiting for the first one to fire.
Yeah. Also, Renegade Warus, what's up? I cannot say your name again for some reason. It's been a while. You can word, I believe, Cody. Yeah.
Hold on, Despair. I just got to mention right now, if you believe in me, your belief is horrendously misplaced. You should never believe in me.
I know, right? We're all dirty.
Yeah,
liars
it's a
after
mistake. It's a mistake. I'm a dirty smear merchant.
all. Yeah, Kero the Wolf said so it's true.
Yeah, he says that about everyone in the furry fandom. Apparently, they're all lying against the persecute poor Kero. Poor Kero.
All right, let's continue.
A lot of people are so eager to believe what they see online, but they don't take the time to think about things or ask basic questions. 1.
I mean, plenty of people did, but like, you don't supply your own argument until 2 years after the fact. Now, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, I have a question. Do you think we're all fucking stupid? There's my basic question, Kero. Do you think we're all stupid enough to believe you? Do you think we're all brain damaged?
I think the answer is yes.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Nah, it's fine, dude. Let's continue.
How can the source be trusted? 2. What's the motive? In the video shared by him,
It could be self-defense. Really, when you think about it. I mean, relationships between your kind, and I mean kind in the literal sense, the dog fucking variety, not the fandom of the furries as a whole. But you people tend to threaten each other into silence, just like you threaten people who, on the internet, who call you out. So maybe they realize the writing on the wall and they would rather shoot first if it means they can save their asses, perhaps? As to if that's a good thing in the moral sense, maybe not, I don't know. But to me, in the practical sense, I say kinda yeah, because I think, honestly, if we can get a bunch of you in prison, which everyone did, for snaking others, I say it's well worth the price.
I mean, that's one of the things about that community, like community, big air quotes. The thing is, if you have to incriminate yourself to exist in that community, it's one of the things that clearly the second the heat gets on one of them, they're going to give somebody up to get the heat off of them. Like, why would you even, like, at that point, it's just one of those things that I never understood I never understood that level of degeneracy. 2, I don't understand communities around that degeneracy, because it's like you exist in a place where people are legitimately just going to throw you to the wolves the second it's inconvenient for them to, like, not do that. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you thinking? 1, what are you thinking doing this shit? Go get fucking help. 2, why would you exist around other people doing this shit? That makes no sense.
I think it says something about human nature where people like to partake in things, even if it's fucked up shit, because it gives them a sense of belonging, even though it's like quicksand for communities like that, because they will quite literally do anything they can to ensure no one knows what they're doing, and that, sometimes it oftentimes falls short of getting killed.
Damn. That says a
those,
lot about society.
I know, right? Yeah, we live in one.
There's people in the world.
I know, right? How dare they?
I know.
actual animals were harmed. But instead of taking it to the police, where it would do actual good,
Oh, come on. Don't give me this shit. People have reported this to the police.
Like you even said earlier in your video, people are reporting multiple things to the police. So that's conflicting statements in your own video. Actually, that video that I showed you that I sent you from Scar the Fur actually has Pseudonym's logs from when the leaks actually came out. And it even shows that Pseudonym's statement is that they took it to the feds before anything was public. And that's clearly just contradictory to what he's saying right there. And given that Scar the Fur's video came out like almost a full year before this one, there's no way he didn't know those logs existed. I mean, it was easy to see.
Shit. See, this is what I don't get. Again, the doublespeak. It is so autistically bad. It's just incredibly apparent. I don't understand it. How are you this dumb, Kero?
You post it online? If you see a crime happening, or you think there is one happening, you should report it to the police. That's how this country works. We have a...
What makes you honestly think that most people who call you out don't already do that in their own way?
I mean, whenever I make a video that if I think there's a legitimate crime in progress, whenever I'm making like that video that I made back in October on that one website, Zooville.
Yeah.
But like literally at least 2 weeks before I actually published that video, I wound up reporting what I had and what I had found about that website to the FBI's anonymous tip line, through their website. Like you can do that shit. And most people who wind up making content like this usually do that. Especially if they think there's a crime that's been committed in some way. Like it's like these two things aren't mutually exclusive. You can talk about it publicly, but still having reported it to the FBI before you've done that. Like those are two things that can exist in a congruous fashion.
Yeah, and like you do realize you have like entire groups of people dedicating their time and resources for that. There's probably people out there whose entire gimmick in those groups is to just report what they've heard and seen, while other people do other forms of work. There's no respect to that, but I guess it's going to peel over to an argument he's going to say about clout. Smacking my lips because it's a very delicious taste of irony.
Judicial system for a reason. Doing this, like any act of cancel culture, ruins lives, destroys careers, and the person could be innocent, but Twitter has a lot of immature people who will always jump to thinking people are guilty. So not only was this whole thing mishandled, it's untrustworthy. I went through the legal process. People submitted all the pictures and all the logs to the police. We even had them reviewed by the FBI forensics team. I was investigated by
forensic team. I'm sorry.
No, it gets better. It gets better. Just go a couple more seconds.
real detectives that have degrees in criminal.
Degrees. He sounds so curious about the world when he says that. They have degrees. Oh, you know what this is? This is a degree.
I'm sorry, I have to laugh at that. This like the way that sounds. Holy shit.
He sounds like Stewie Griffin. They have degrees, Brian.
Holy fuck.
It hits, Brian. They have degrees.
Criminology and forensics. And after 2 years of digging, they found nothing. They found nothing relating to me. But to the internet, there's somehow more evidence.
I mean, they could have found things that were evidence of something else, but weren't exactly breaking legal fringes.
That fucking face.
Oh my god. That moment where even Kero questioned his life decisions. That moment when he knew he fucked up.
What was that face?
Jesus.
Holy shit.
Yes, people were arrested during this, like Snake Thing. But he wasn't arrested because of the logs. People did report him to the police, and they did investigate him. But his charges do not reflect what was in the logs.
Well, given that even in those logs he's admitted to touching kids, I can't really imagine what people reported were entirely different from what the cops found. Maybe in terms of severity and quantity of illegal content and actions, but I don't think that really changes the fact that after people saw those logs, yeah, he was not just a dog fucker, but also a kid toucher. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to argue around this, Kero. What the fuck are you even suggesting?
I don't think even he knows what he's trying to argue anymore. I think he's just saying things and hoping it works.
My brain has a hard time, like, there's, oh god. Anyway, yeah, we'll continue, but holy shit, this is, ugh.
This shows he was in possession of illegal pornography. Not because he was a ringleader, not because of these logs people keep talking about, but because he had illegal content. So we were both
I don't remember anyone calling him a ringleader, but yes, they have called him out for illegal content, so that defeats the purpose?
Yeah.
Sorry, my brain's having a hard time trying to comprehend how
Well,
fucking retarded
Well, you
this is.
see, let's see, he's using the word ringleader because it's like a thieves guild, you know, but it's for like dog fuckers and stuff like that. We're the dog fuckers guild of Oblivion, and it's we have a ringleader, you see, and it's a snake thing. He's our ringleader.
Would their,
Like this.
would their currency be something like fucking Dan Schneider's underage feet pics that he's
Probably. I think that is a tradable commodity for them. I wouldn't. I don't know though. I'm not a card carrying member of the Degenerates Guild of Cyrodiil. You know, but like whenever people use this really really dramatic language like that, I just can't help but just think, dude, just use a couple of normal words. You don't have to try to make it seem overhyped with this dramatic language because it's not really helping you. It's just making people laugh.
Oh, it doesn't help that his fucking body language is incredibly spastic and overly
Also,
exaggerated.
I want to point out again, he really looks like he has to take a shit again. I don't know how you keep pausing on these moments, but they're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I don't know how. It's just an autistic gift I have. Chat, feel free to archive and make memes of this because this is fucking golden. Yeah. He definitely looks like the type of person who just has a massive fucking fart and then just goes all the way down the sniff.
Oh, he's sniffing it right there. He just farted. Now it's like, oh, I'm so intelligent, man. This video is gonna be a banger. Just, oh.
Yo, degenerate scum, have you learned what luck means?
Oh my god.
Have you read luck?
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, those Sargon memes are great.
Investigated by the police, and he was found guilty. Meanwhile, I never had a charge on me. That.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
If there wasn't a charge, why were they asking you questions?
It's a good question, you know? I mean, I don't really have anything to add here, you know?
I'm sorry.
Should say something. I'm glad Snake Thing is in jail. So many people were distracted by targeting me, while Snake Thing nearly got away with it. He was the real monster.
Oh, pause it. Fucking Archive the Wolf tweeted something out, which is a great comparison. It's a side-by-side comparison of what he just said there, versus something that was on Zooir and Now's podcast. Like, that was almost a verbatim thing that Doug Spink had said on Zooir Than Now, I think in Kero's defense. And, like, it's uncanny. I gotta find the link for you so that I can give you that, because it's so great.
Do it. Hell
yeah, Archive the Wolf tweeted that out, I think, earlier today.
Fuck yeah. I'll go try to look for it. If I can. Let's see if
I can find it. I retweeted it.
Oh, sure. Do it. This is fucking great. Yeah,
Alright, I found it.
Welcome to the hell this that we are partaking in chat. This gets even worse. I trust you know. We're going to the 7 rings of degenerates. Just be aware of that. Maybe 9. I think it's usually a mix of that. Dante's Inferno is confusing. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it's 9 too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just sent it to you.
All right, let me go and grab it through you. And
grab it through me. Oh, I don't know how my boyfriend would feel about that.
This train never stops. Okay, let's go ahead and try to change it up. Can you see it, chat? I hope you are.
I have the stream open in the background, but it's not caught up yet.
All right. Let's see if it is. All right. So I want you, chat, to pay attention.
Yeah,
to this.
it's good. It's good. It's loading your Twitter.
Yeah, let's pay attention to this because this is very telling.
So now you have to ask yourself, what did this absolute character assassination accomplish in the end? Well, as far as I can tell, what it accomplished is it made for a really good shield for real abusers who were able to perhaps make their getaway.
So many people were distracted by targeting me, while Snake Thing nearly got away with it.
Oh, wow. That is verbatim.
Yeah, God bless you, Archive, for finding that. That is incredible.
Hell yeah. Let's go take this. Good shit.
Oh, do the Nicholas Diorio meme. Good find.
Yeah, let's do that. Good. Oh, food. Find. Let's go with food. I'm just joking.
Food. Oh yeah, I just want to vor this clip.
So good you can taste it.
You know what? That was probably an inappropriate meme to make, considering it's Kero the Wolf.
Oh god, yeah, that's true. Well, I don't want to imagine what he'd be like as an actual dish. That's probably the last thing I need to think about right now. Alright.
The thing going around about
Let's
me
listen
about
to
the
this one.
Cothrix interview. I don't even want to call it an interview because that's not really what it was. But,
Oh,
you
God.
know, we'll go with that for now. When the controversy first started, he messaged me on Twitter. He said he could help. So we took to Telegram to talk. Right away, he didn't listen to me. Because he thought he knew everything based on the accusing tweets. And kept badgering me on changing my story. I threatened to leave the group chat with him and another person in it.
Well, I mean, how... Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense? So, let me get this straight. Because he asked you questions and he didn't like the answer, which he's totally fine not to like the answer, by the way. That's just how it is. He was forcing you to... Let me repeat that one? What's this?
Right away, he didn't listen to me. Because he thought he knew
Well, I mean, why would they listen to you? You kept lying, even in that interview. I mean, I do distinctly remember that interview. I don't know if it's still up, but not only did you admit to the logs, you also admit to a lot of other shit. Maybe I'm autistic and I don't remember all of it in the right way I should. But aside from my usual hiccups with the tisms, it doesn't necessarily negate the fact that you did admit to a lot of this stuff, so... You're fucking retarded, Kero.
He knew everything based on the accusing tweets, and kept badgering me on changing my story. I threatened to leave the group chat with him and another person in it, because they were not listening to my side of the story, and jumping to conclusions. As soon as I said that, they proceeded to blackmail me, and said they would make a worse video if I didn't stay. At this point in the controversy, I just wanted a friend to help me, because I didn't know how to handle this type of situation. I do admit, I did not handle everything well in the beginning of this. There's really no handbook on how to deal with a million people yelling at you and giving you death threats. More about that later. So I thought in the end, he would...
No, I get that bit, but at the same time, it probably doesn't negate the fact that you admitted to your crimes and whatnot.
I mean, it's one of the... Kero, you got to look at it from our perspective. When a lot of us see somebody who actively harms animals this way, like kills them and, you know, rapes them and shit like that, it's kind of a natural response to want to beat the shit out of them. Okay, so you got to see it from our point of view. You know, like try to see it from where we're the victims here. We're the poor victims here.
Also, if we're gonna talk about the crimes you've committed, explain why your dog is no longer with us, because usual injuries that are oftentimes resulted by foreign types of penises that don't belong in the same biological species category.
Well, Cass, I think I know what happened to their dog. I was told this as a child, and what I think is why their dog is no longer with us, because they went to a farm. They're at a farm right now, and they're running happy, you know, and they're very happy and stuff like that. There's a really nice guy with a lot of really nice dogs as well that they run around with, and they're very happy. Their tail's always wagging. There's plenty of balls for them to play with. You know, like, okay, maybe not balls. It's bad for this context. Bones. No, this is worse. But yeah, they're at a farm. They're at a farm right now. They're at a farm.
Oh, God.
Nobody correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to believe anything different. I want to believe they're at a farm. They're at a farm.
Don't pay attention to suspicious shotgun gun firing in the back shed.
Oh, God.
Welcome back, Cypher.
would do the right thing. So I agreed to stay in the group. He gave me the revised script, but I didn't really look at it. I put my trust
Ooh, okay.
in him. I agreed to retweet the video when it came out, and I did. But then I saw the video. He claimed that I said the logs were 100% real.
You did, though.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, I pointed this out in my own stream, but I think it bears repeating. If there's anything that he took umbrage with in Cothrix's video, he should have. That's his fault that it was there, because he had the opportunity to look over the script, and he even admitted that right here, but he didn't want to. And it's one of those things that you can't play yourself as a victim for what was presented in that video when you had the ability to know what would have been in that video beforehand. That's a failing on his part, not Koth's part. So Kero right here trying to get sympathy off of the Cothrix interview because it was whatever Kero's saying, just off of his own defense here with this whole, like, I was sent the script, but I didn't really read it. that alone just negates every point you can possibly make about this interview, Kero. It totally does, because you had the ability to give feedback and say, no, this is inaccurate, but you never did it because you're a fucking lazy fat fuck.
Yeah, it really goes to show that I genuinely think there's something fucking wrong with your skull, dude. You give me a lot of very interesting type of not to play armchair psychologist, but if you were going around, you know, being Jason and killing people just because they criticized you dog fucking, I would not be surprised.
Oh, I want to point out again, like, now his face looks like he's, like, stoned and toasted. Like, he's, like, fucking high off his ass. Like, bro, I don't know how to cope with this shit, man. I don't know what to
he
do.
just smoked cannabis from, like, the fucking ass of a dead raccoon, and he's just fucking poison.
He's just like, bro, I can't feel my fucking legs.
I don't even know what this smells like anymore.
Nowhere
Why
in
does
that
everything smell
conversation
blue?
did I say that? Because it's not true. He made this hit piece on me. I felt so betrayed by this. I unretweeted the video and left the group. I felt
you
so
had the
used
script,
by
dipshit.
Cothrix.
You had the script. Cry Me a River. You had the script. This is on you.
Yeah, you're the Dragon Boy definitely did a lot to give you an out on this one. So I highly doubt that this was something of his doing, because, you know, he's did an abnormal amount of well, what's the word I'm looking for? Giving you the fair shot, probably more than I think most people would ever give anyone else, and probably a lot more than you deserve. So,
Well, I mean, this is the guy who made, you know, In Defense of Pedophiles, so it's one of those things. He gave you the benefit of the doubt. He
Well-
absolutely, if he's willing to put out In Defense of Pedophiles, he gave you the benefit of the doubt, Carol.
yeah.
Yeah, this is a failure on your part for not proofreading the script he sent you. That alone, even then, is just it fucking boggles my mind. Like, how you're gonna try to throw him under the bus when you even freely admit you could have proofread the script, but you made a decision not to. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you made a concerted effort not to even try.
Like, oh my god.
So you want to know why I didn't make a video then? That's why. I was going through a lot. So many people were taking advantage of me for the money and views when they have never even met me.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the golden word. Yeah, we'll get them more.
You all just want money. You all just want money, and you want the views. You're using my name to get money and views. I'm just a poor widow innocent victim.
How dare you call me out for this, you disgusting clout chaser? Ignore the fact that I make really shitty slice of life furry videos like all the other popular furries to get attention.
And that actually leads me to another question, which is like, why does he, if he thinks he's being like set up, or if he's trying to present that he's being set up for all this shit, why wouldn't they just target somebody who's a lot more recognizable, even like somebody that even some normies know, like Majira Strawberry or like fucking Sonic Fox, somebody who's a big name, even slightly outside of the furry fandom? Why would they target Kero the fucking Wolf, who granted had a silver play button at the time, but not many people outside of the furry fandom knew of, you know?
Yeah, he's someone who's only popular in a very like select part of a community. Like,
And it's not even just that. One of the only reasons that he even got built up to begin with, he was like at like between 7 to 9K, and then Shane Dawson randomly decided to interview him for one of his weird internet videos, and that shot him up to 92K. And that was literally Kero's only claim to fame. He was essentially not really a big name in any regard before that.
Yeah, he got a really big helping hand from someone really big on YouTube, and well, I mean, there's other things about Shane Dawson that I would totally say, but that's not the case for tonight. We're not getting into that one.
I didn't fuck my cat. I didn't come on my cat. I went nowhere near my cat.
I feel sorry for that cat.
Me before. There are a lot of
kitty.
videos about me, made by people who don't know what they're talking about, either with what I did or about the legal process.
You don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know the legal process. I don't think it takes a genius to realize with the basic research that what you have done isn't exactly what I would call innocent. You merely exploited a loophole. Let's not fucking mince words. Let's not try to play semantics. That's exactly what you did. So let's not play that shit.
Cass, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I'll wait.
No, go ahead.
Well, this is like completely unrelated. It's just something I think I saw in the chat that I think is really funny. Someone named Ponythroat just came in here asking, "This may seem unrelated, but what's your opinion on MLP for?" What the fuck?
That's Vore in general is just fucking weird. I don't get it.
That's such a weird thing to come into the stream and just ask as at the random. You know? I had to point that out because that's so out of left field.
It is. I was actually legit taken aback for a second. I was not expecting that to be a thing. Wow, okay. Shit. Anyway, 7 minutes in, we need to push.
A lot of people also sourced an internet harassment site. People are claiming it was
He's not gonna say it by name though. Okay.
Those damn Kiwi Farms.
I know, right?
the trustworthy site
Goddamn
where
New
you
Zealand,
rely
this is your fault.
Goddamn New Zealand producing them Kiwi warriors.
full information. This isn't a group that's trustworthy. They are a group of stalkers and conspiracy theorists who ruin people's lives for fun. They claim that I killed animals. They claimed that I was a pedophile. They even claimed I killed people.
Well, they barely call themselves a source. They just have information, and if you can use it to build upon your own research, go ahead. It's kind of like saying, you're not supposed to cite, like, Wikipedia, but the only utility for things like Wikipedia is other sources that it attaches itself to.
Yeah, it's one of the things that if you can look at that sort of, you know, all the information they have, and then you can verify the information after you've like actually seen what they have. If it's verifiable, it's verifiable. Whether or not you found it initially on Kiwi Farms and then went to check to see if it was verifiable or not, it doesn't matter. Like, as long as the information is credible, the information is credible.
Yeah, it's one thing to take whatever you get from anywhere with a grain of salt. That's just the nature of the internet. But if someone's got facts, they got facts. It practically doesn't matter where the source comes from.
Yeah, you know, yeah, sorry, I had a joke, but I forgot it halfway through, like, starting to talk, so, you know, now we got this.
Absolutely crazy accusations. The goal of this website is to make fun of people and degrade them. It's full of homophobic, transphobic, and racist people. A lot of people use this place as their dubious source of information. Even their own staff members of that very website say it's just a place to laugh at people. It's not.
Getting laughed at, that's the biggest crime you can commit.
I don't know.
You're laughing at people? No, we gotta lock you away forever and throw away the key.
We gotta put you in capital punishment. Death row, motherfucker, because you made fun of a furry on the internet.
It's like, this motherfucker decided to laugh at someone online? Okay, he's getting a lethal injection. Fuck that. No, never mind. Not even that. We're gonna have him fucking hanged. He laughed at someone. He fucking laughed.
Just imagine a fucking judge. Oh, jeez. Okay, so let's go through this evidence. This guy fucked a dog. Wait a minute. You made fun of this guy? Oh god, we got to put you in fucking the firing squad now, man. It's a fucking crime, punishable by death.
Yeah.
The court has. This is fucking
Not a resource for that information. Their staff said that. And still you want to use that website as a source of information? Wait,
I mean, what are your sources? Me fucking MacGuffin faggot. No, seriously.
Dude, his sources are dude, trust me. I mean, that's a good source. It's very credible. Dude, trust me. I've seen it a lot. People tend to cite dude, trust me a lot. So it's one of those things that I'm starting to think it might be a very credible source.
Yeah,
Have you been on Twitter? Lots of dude, trust me source citing right there.
Holy shit.
when even the creators of that say it's not a source for information? What? Do you really want to put your trust in a website that defiled the memory of Ruth
I like
Bader
that.
Ginsburg?
I like the hand motion, the motions he was trying to do with his hands. It felt like he was like trying to get a bowel movement going or some shit. Like, it's like, I've been blocked up for days. I got to get this thing moving in here.
Yeah.
It's like, you're doing the Macarena there, Kero? What the fuck was that?
An amazing woman that helped protect LGBT rights. A lot of people pointed to me when it came to one of the videos. One in particular had a person's lips and their nose in it, and claimed it to be me with absolutely certainty. I don't understand how you can make that connection from a blurry photo. Same with that terrible deer video. People said it was confirmed to be me, but you can clearly see the guy's face in it. He has a visible tattoo on him too. I even posted pictures of my body on Twitter to disprove this. I got responses like, oh, you could have removed the tattoo. You could have had plastic surgery to change your face. What is this? You're grasping at straws because you want me guilty when I'm not. No.
What? Who the fuck said plastic surgery to change your face? What the fuck are you on about?
Well, see, this whole segment is just him completely making an argument, then undercutting it, and then making an argument, then undercutting it. Because, like, if you look at this shit, where it's just like he's talking about how pictures can be edited, and it's just like then he says, "Well, I even showed a picture of myself without this tattoo." It's like, but yeah, you just said pictures can be edited, though. So I don't know what you're trying to prove. When if that tattoo wasn't on your body, pull down your collar, Kero. You're on video. This is a visual medium. You couldn't clearly dispute that right now if you wanted to. And then he's trying to put out this whole thing where it's like they said, maybe I had surgery to get the tattoo. It's like maybe people just suggested that you might have put makeup over it. That might have been something you could have easily done if you have this tattoo. You could have easily put makeup over it to conceal it. Like, all of this shit just completely flies in the face of everything he's trying to argue. It's so fucking weird and bizarre, this segment. It's so strange.
Yeah, that shit's just... Again, it just shows you how fucking retarded he is, because I don't think he understands what he's saying. Like, at all.
I think thinking is just an abstract concept to Kero the Wolf. One that he hears people say a lot, and he's like, if I give off this impression that I think, maybe people will think I'm smart. Did I just have a thought? No, I just read that.
Oh no.
No one gave me the benefit of the doubt. And when I brought up these points, I just got shouted down. It's easier to put the blame on someone, so it's easier to deal with. I get that. But I am not in...
You mean just like you did throughout this entire video? I'm sorry.
Pretty much all he's done so far is try to attack the credibility of people instead of attacking the information. He's put out these really weak defenses that he immediately undercuts himself, and it's so ridiculous. This is the most ridiculous video I have seen as far as people trying to defend themselves from accusations. And I've seen a lot of those kinds of videos. This one takes the cake because it's so badly done, and it like pretty much requires, like, it's like he's banking on the people watching it being as dumb as a fucking stump in order for them to believe this shit. Because anyone who actually knows how to think, even use common sense, could just think for a second, this makes no fucking sense. Why is he saying any of this? Because it's easily, like, just thinking about it, not true.
Well, I mean, that's part of what the problem I see of he can clearly tell that. I don't think it's really surprising that someone like him who managed to get the audience that he did probably thought that, like, oh, look how easy and brainless my audience is. I can just do all this shit and get this and get that. He's got the easy road when it comes to getting the attention he's always wanted, and I assume he tends to translate to everyone's dumb but me. It's not surprised a lot of YouTubers who are in this predicament tend to do that. So, a certain smug UK British man does that a lot. You know?
I hear he likes fish. Be sure to make sure that he gets them.
Yeah, I heard he's really passionate about trout.
Yeah, he likes trout. He likes milkshakes. Give him some milkshake. Make sure he's hydrated.
in these videos. Videos can be staged, Photoshop exists, so screenshots can be easily edited. And it would be impossible to tell. HTML is more easily so. Here's a video about that.
Yes, there's also ways to archive this shit, but we'll get into that.
Hey folks, just to shed some light on the Kero the Wolf thing, here's the log. Here's what the actual file looks like. Find and replace. Let's do Kero Wolf with Wilhelm Scream. Here's the new file. Wilhelm Scream. Hey folks, if it's this easy for me to fix one file, how hard would it be for somebody to, say, fake all of the logs?
I mean, the thing about this argument that doesn't make sense is that Kero doesn't actually explain how these logs are fake, just that they supposedly are.
Well, it's also a couple of different things, because, like, there's, I think it's like months of conversations in these logs. So it's one of the things that it's not as simple as he's trying to portray it, which he just basically changed the name, which stays as a constant throughout entire communication.
Yeah.
That's easy to change if you were to do that. However, the problem is that this becomes significantly more difficult, and it would be more time consuming to actually fake the entirety of the logs or even parts of it for a couple of reasons. Like, let's say these logs never existed. Let's say, for sake of argument, what that requires to have happened is that two individuals, neither of which are Kero, had to go through months faking these conversations so that they would actually be conversations that exist. Then someone changed the name after the fact. That's one possibility, which is, already unlikely. Another possibility is that somebody went through the logs that did exist, since Kero's acknowledged that he has spoken with Snake Thing, and they simply changed certain parts of the conversation and timestamps those parts with the context around those parts to look like Kero did it, which, again, not likely and would take a significant more amount of work than I think he's giving it credit for here. Or maybe the easiest answer, these just fucking exist the way they are because Kero has already admitted he's spoken to Snake Thing.
Yeah, well, another factor of this is that if we're going to like program shit into a picture or whatever, you have to. It's very painstaking. Yeah, you got one instance of a name change, but that doesn't change the fact there's a lot of other stuff you have to change if you're trying to be meticulous with this whole. I gotta fake all this shit. Like it's unrealistic, especially with years of conversation involved in this, right? It's years.
Yeah, I think it's either months, possibly years, but it's also just like I said, the fact that he changed the name, it's not enough because the name is a constant in the conversation. That will change every instance of the name itself, but the name was never going to change. Like, there's only two people in this conversation. So faking a name change is not as much of a defense as he thinks it is, and it's really disingenuous for him to present it as really just a smoking gun of how these could be faked. It's like, no, that's unlikely, and you know it.
Yeah, it comes across as a problem of he's trying to make a case, but he doesn't necessarily think, okay, would courts think of the practicality behind it, how far you would have to go to fake entire logs that go that far, that long in time.
Yeah, it's unreasonable to assume that.
Yeah, just because they go, oh, well, that's a potential, I mean, they have to throw it out. No, that doesn't make any sense. That's just not how that
I
works.
also want to point out one of the funny parts about this segment right here is that after Kero made his video coming back, Kit the Soulless wound up having, and he's the one who made this stupid fucking clip that it's just so dumb. He actually had a live stream discussing Kero's innocence. He's really declaring Kero is innocent now. And I actually called him out on this clip and how unlikely this is. His response, almost verbatim, I'm going to see if I can find you that stream as well, so that I can get you that timestamp, is that it is unlikely, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. Like, improbable doesn't mean impossible. And I'm like, I literally typed in the chat, just like, well, goody for you if it's possible. I look at what is probable.
Yeah,
you know?
like, if you were to throw this in a court, they still have to consider, yes, this is a possibility, but if it's highly unlikely, then we can't really consider it as the main stopping point as to why we can't prosecute this person further. Like, that, I don't get that. If that was the case, I'm pretty sure, like, the law wouldn't even work at all.
Yeah.
Oh, this is possible, guys, therefore we can't touch this. Like, there's a reason why forensics teams exist, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that if I jump out of an airplane at 30,000 feet that I could live, but it's really unlikely. I mean, people have done it. They've survived that fall before. They've been fucking paralyzed for the rest of their lives, but they've survived that fall before. At least a couple hundred people throughout history. But I am not likely to survive that fall. Just because I know it can happen doesn't mean it's betting against all odds and I will fucking die if I'm wrong, which I'm probably going to be. Just because you can have something happen doesn't mean it did or will.
Yeah, also, I would like to point out, Kero, and this is something you seem to not acknowledge, is the fact that there's a thing that exists in the cyber realm when it comes to law and shit. It's called, digital forensics. You know what that is? That's literally people trained to look through all kinds of shit and try to figure out whether or not it could be faked or edited in some way. People are trained to figure this out. You have literal agencies within agencies that have at least somebody who has that knowledge. It's not impossible for people to find this shit. Why else do you think they take all this shit and put it in forensics? Oh! So if it was fake, it probably wouldn't hold up in court, but the problem is, I highly doubt that's why they dropped the case, though, because they never said fake evidence. It's been more of an argument of statute of limitations. So just saying, I'm putting it out there.
Change every instance of Kira's name in this to somebody else's. See the issue there? And people say it's not easy to fabricate this kind of thing. For shame.
A lot of people say
I mean, it's not.
Say that I got away with it.
Also, I love the pomposity there. No, like what? It's like he thinks he's completely just disproven that those logs just off of that one thing. It's like you really haven't. Your work's not done if that's what you're trying to do. And you sound like a kid. If you happen to see this, you sound like a complete and total autistic loser for doing that, for thinking that was your big like ruled everything out moment. Like, go fuck yourself, dude.
I mean, it also defeats the purpose to talk about what is and isn't fake when Kero legitimately admitted to that it is real. These things, this is what he said and done. Yeah, you can say all you want, Kero, but you already admitted to this, so saying that something could be potentially fake is a disingenuous, pointless argument. It doesn't hold water. Like, at all. Fucking retard.
Because of legal loopholes, such as denying a search or statute of limitations.
Oh yeah, now you're talking about this, okay.
However, these people do not know the law. In fact, one of my friends made a video about one of these topics.
Now, folks, we have
Oh, this is the guy you're talking about.
Yep.
a saying in this country: innocent until proven guilty, and since the investigation has been dropped, that means the police were not capable of creating enough of a case against Kero to prove his guilt. So, what does that mean? It means that half the battle is over and won in Kero's favor. He has not been proven guilty, therefore, by
Wonderfully
US
funny.
law, he is...
Sorry.
That video is the one that Kit dropped about an hour after Kero's video came out. So that means these two have been planning this. Like that, because if this isn't Kero's video, since the video that he's referencing right here had not yet been released, it clearly shows these two have been planning this together for a while. So I'm pretty sure Kit's trying to write his entire defense. And it kind of makes me question what Kit's trying to get out of this, because I know his YouTube channel has pretty much been dead for a long time, and he was arguing about metrics with people on Twitter, where it's just like, where people were starting to actually start ratioing him his tweet after Kero retweeted it. He was like, well, even if you dislike the video, it's still engagement for my video, so that's a good thing for it. It's still gonna get promoted more. I'm pretty sure he's using this just as an opportunity to start growing, since his channel has been fucking flatlining for like the past, I don't even know how long. Like, it's existed for years, and he only had like 1,000 subscribers to show for it, which granted, good number, I guess, but this is, if you look at his channel now, the only growth it's actually seeing that's of significance is because he decided to do this whole little stunt with Kero right here. I'm pretty sure for him, this is simply, I'm going to try to make this career move work out for me.
Yeah, it comes across that way to me. Speaking of,
I mean,
shameless plug.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's just, Kero tried to say like, oh, everyone's only doing this for views and for money, and it's like, well, you just referenced a video that had only just been released, either moments before or moments after this video was released. So you tell me what we're supposed to think off of that one, off of your earlier argument, because it looks like somebody, your friend, is doing the exact same thing and actually helped you write this really fake ass my side video.
Yeah, also, hold on real quick. Please share it on Furry Amino. Everyone needs to know. Well, I personally do not own any form of amino apps, so I'm useless there. But if you, the audience, would like to share this out and like and subscribe, go ahead. Shameless plug, but, you know, just point it out there.
Everyone subscribe to Cast Warfox. and then subscribe to Keemstar.
Let's get right into the news.
Oh, I caught what you did there.
is, by process of elimination, innocent.
Also accept the fact that the police were investigating me for over 2 years. If there was some legal loophole, my case would have been closed a long time ago. Hell, it would have been closed in a week. This should prove that the police took it seriously and looked at every last lead that there was. This whole controversy was a lot for me. I felt like being swatted every day for 2 years. I know I made mistakes.
Seriously? I feel like being swatted for 2 years.
Yeah, I'm trying really hard, Kero, to feel bad for you, and I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm trying, legitimately. I'm trying. Reaching deep down and just finding nothing. Can't find anything for you, Kero. Sorry, no fucks to give.
I have a friend who actually did a lot of pred hunting shit with me in the earlier days. I was doing it about a year and a half ago when I was first starting out. Got like swatted 2 times. I would like to hear what he has to say about some sniffling little brat saying that he's experienced swattings in the last 2 years. I'm just saying. Come on. That being said, though, the problem is that you got off on a technicality. It doesn't necessarily change your case. You can complain about what is and what isn't illegal. People still morally question why you want to fuck a dog. I'm sorry to say it, but the law are just doing what the law can. It doesn't mean that it's a moral parameter in terms of, like, if you were an innocent, therefore you all your crimes are... There's a lot of shit out there that is legal that isn't moral. Sorry to say it. That's just how the law is. Seriously.
Yeah.
I know I'm repeating myself there, but I really hate when people do this because they go, well, it has to be legal, therefore it's moral. And that's not how it works.
Mistakes, like I said before. And for those mistakes, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. No one is. I understand the videos that were put out there were absolutely...
It says, Kero lives in a state where bestiality is not illegal. Wow, I'm shocked the police could not arrest him. But maybe, yeah, I've heard it's a misdemeanor over there. And you know how cops pay attention to misdemeanors, which they don't very often. So yeah, I could see this as a case of the police eventually dropping it because there's not much else.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Even if bestiality is not technically illegal in the state that he lives in, I assure you that actually, killing the animals would wind up being an animal abuse charge. That actually is illegal. So it's still something that he could be charged for things. So they're even taking the morality, there's still legality to contend with there, where there are illegal acts that were committed.
Mm-hmm. I think I was watching Archive the Wolf and arguing that since the video, well, it's not arguing in favor, but bringing up the fact that unfortunately, since that video that Kero got tied to and that Beast Forms was 2014, that might have passed the statute of limitations or something. I'm not trying to be a legal expert here. I'm just that is something I do remember watching the video, and the best way I could have to examine that and see, look, again, as you can clearly tell, as it becomes a lot more apparent, you can clearly tell that, unfortunately, this is a game of technicalities being played, and he got away with it scot-free, at least a little bit, currently.
Go
ahead.
I just wanted to bring up, since you brought up the Beast Forms thing, turns out Kit the Soulless actually existed on Beast Forms too, and made a post.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let me see if I can find that for you. I think it's been DM'd to me, but I will absolutely send that to you as well, in case you want to look at that.
Sure. I will have to look at that.
All right, give me one sec, because it might take me a moment. I have to really look through my DMs to find it.
But yeah, chat, just remember that it's a game of technicalities. Sometimes there's always a reason why there's some kind of potential case being dropped. It doesn't necessarily mean inherent, innocence. Could be a plenty of
All
things.
right, I found it.
Hell yeah. You can send it in through the DMs, big boy.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to be a DM guy.
So if you want to discuss that later, you feel free. I'm done. That's why I'm sending it.
Sure. Yeah, we'll talk about Kit for a sec, and I think bringing this up would be interesting. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know that it's been publicized at least once in the Names Junkies video against Kit, because the Names Junkie wound up making a video against Kit the Soulless after Kit the Soulless wound up trying to wrongly defend somebody who turned out to also be a predator in the commentary community. Kit the Soulless kind of went off half-cocked, making that a sort of stand against cancel culture, and then the Names Junkie was like, no, you're fucking wrong. By the way, this you kind of thing with his video.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I don't like Junkie, but he did a good job on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that anger. I really do. I was disgusted too, but I couldn't believe there were people saying that it was me in those videos. I'm not. It doesn't do us any good to be mad at the wrong person. Even when I proved I wasn't in them, people didn't listen. My closest friends denounced me and sent their fans to attack me. I tried to get help from some other YouTubers because I thought they were my friends and I thought they would help, but they didn't. And it was hard. Like I said, there's no handbook for this kind of thing. How do you deal with this sort of situation? To understand why I didn't come out and make a video about this right away, you have to understand what I was going through and everything, you know, my psychology throughout the entire thing. This was the first time in my life I lost friends. I spent most of my life trying to make them. Then I found the furry community. I found a place that I truly belonged. I felt a sense of community that I felt for the first time. Growing up, I didn't really have that. I was considered a freak because I wasn't a redneck. I didn't like guns, I didn't like hunting. I just didn't fit in. I just grew up in a small town that just wasn't really accepted.
That was a
I just
fucking
started to
sharp jump cut.
Yeah, that was very sharp.
Very abrupt. It's like he teleported.
He's learned from GLaDOS from Portal.
Oh my god, he's still alive.
Yeah, it's very telling that as you can see, he's still playing up his antics. That's the reason why I'm just kind of muscling through it, because most of this is just woe is me, obviously. So, but yeah, like you can. The thing is, Kero doesn't change the fact that you've got some very interesting friends who are in prison. I mean, I've heard it's gotten so bad, the shit they've found, that certain places have actually had to institute new laws to deal with it. Like Wolf, the demon of Cuba, was it?
I have no idea.
They apparently had to try to institute laws in Cuba because of the shit Wolf did. Someone who was part of the Kero exposés. Because he was a part of your little group. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't really believe you.
It was friends that broke me. The longer the controversy went on, the more I lost. All of a sudden, my name was a curse. I've always made videos on YouTube because it makes people happy, and in return, that makes me happy. But that motivation to make videos quickly went away when my name became that curse. I was so psychologically fucked
Yeah,
up.
Kero the Wolf is basically Voldemort. You don't say his name. Yeah, he is the fluffer who shall not be named. That's what we're gonna call him.
The fluffer who shall not be named. You say
Yeah, the fluffer who will not be named.
You say his name once, he materializes behind you, and then you just disappear. You're never heard from again.
Yeah, so from now on, we're going to play by SCP rules. Whenever you're referring to the fluffer who must not be named, you have to just put redacted. It's SCP rules now. We're going to give him a number later in designation. I think we're going to give him Euclid class, depending. Maybe Keter. We're not quite sure yet. It's still up to the board. But he's now an SCP.
Yeah.
That I could barely function. The thoughts running through my head didn't help either. How can I prove myself when no one will listen? How can I make people happy when they hate me? There's no use in making videos anymore. I tried to defend myself at the time, but
Furthermore, butt cheeks, fucking nice.
in the heat of the moment with thousands of people thinking all the same thing, it didn't matter what I said. No one believed me. A lot of people say, why didn't
Well, I mean, no one's obligated to, first of all. Second of all, you never bothered once to actually have a interesting case outside of Herder. Just believe me, guys. I totally know what I'm fucking talking about.
Kero defend himself? He must be guilty if he didn't defend himself. I did defend myself, but it didn't matter. As one of my friends pointed out to me, people went from finding a sense of belonging and liking you to finding a sense of belonging and hating you. People do both so they feel like they're part of a bigger community, which is absolutely true. It became a community thing to hate me.
Yeah, some people are like that, but does that really matter? No. Like, everyone who's on YouTube has to deal with that at some level.
Like, Kero, the reason the community hates you, it's not because it's a popular thing to do. It's because you're a degenerate slimeball who's done absolutely abhorrent things to innocent animals.
Yeah. And the fact that you turn a blind eye to child abuse given the people you were talking to.
Fuck, I broke my own rules. I said Kero. Redacted, I'm sorry.
Redact. Oh, I gotta say redact. Oh no, this is the last time we'll ever see Coyote again.
Yeah, you know what? It's always like a game of whose line is it anyway. The rules are made up and meaningless.
Holy shit.
As much as I disproved, no one would believe me. No one wanted to listen to the facts during a hate mob. So the most logical thing I could think of at the time was just to wait until it cools down, so people can think rationally. Let's acknowledge what's actually real. I'm into feral artwork, like cartoon depictions of animals talking and interacting. And I have role-played a lot online. Looking back, it was a little cringy, but it helped me open up and be myself. I have never harmed any animals.
Oh god, you remember
and
those
I never
times?
will.
Guys, you remember all the times that I did really, really detestable shit to animals? Like I raped them and killed them? That was cringe, though. I was cringe, bro. Like, that was kind of a cringe moment. I lost some subscriber. It's okay, though. It's okay. I'm better now. I got better. I stopped doing that. I'm not cringe anymore. I'm not cringe the wolf, you know? It's all right.
I've heard about cancel culture before. Now that I've experienced it, I know that it can wreck your life. Honestly, I felt a lot of emotions during the past 2 years. And looking back, I can remember a lot of controversies before mine. To this day, there's so many new controversies in our community. There's a few that at least happen every month. There's probably been more than 50 in the past 2 years. I don't want anyone to feel the way I did. Cancel culture destroys lives. I can see how someone would commit suicide over this, or even harming themselves because of all the hate going their way. As a community, we need to be better. A lot of people like to objectify someone during a call out. They don't really see them as human anymore, so they can just call them whatever they want, even if it isn't true. People need to realize behind that profile picture is a real person. Also, there are more productive ways to help animals in need, like volunteering. Making hateful comments on the internet and making hateful videos doesn't help anyone.
Can I volunteer to make hateful comments about you, Kero? Because I would love to volunteer. I think that would be very helpful. I think it would be constructive. A lot of people agree with me on that one on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, just look at Twitter.
Yeah, man. It's
I mean, if we need somebody to really like spend a lot of time making more and more, you know, really mean comments towards you, Kero, I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah, what's very telling about shit like this as well is how he doesn't seem to think that part of what people do is to call out something. How you're going to address it if you can't call it out and to show that this is a thing. Just asking. It sounds like to me you're okay with whatever happens so long as you're not the one that's called out, because I don't see you being the type of person who calls out any other form of cancel culture. Now, if we're talking about the dumb, really stupid, oh, someone said a mean word on the internet, whatever variety of cancel culture, I can kind of get the critiques there, but we're talking about you who's touching dogs and shit, and you know, some of them dying because of you, and you're friends with like people who've proven to be kitty diddlers. There's no contest there, so no.
It doesn't find out the facts. It only hurts and confuses people more. I tried my best to help animals during my YouTube career by raising awareness for wildlife. You can do the same by volunteering at your local animal shelter, or donate money to a wildlife charity. Instead of making useless hate comments online, be productive. So to
Can't
wrap
I
this
do
up-
both?
No.
Yeah, whatever happened to the idea that you can probably do both of this? You can report this to the police and then talk about it.
Yeah, I would like to do both. Can I, you know, donate to like an animal shelter or something like that, or work at an animal shelter, like volunteer, and still make fun of you for being a complete and total degenerate? Can I do both of those things? Thanks, Kero. I need your permission, of course, since apparently you're the arbiter of what I can and cannot fucking do, Mr. I rape animals for fun.
No, I am not a zoo sadist. No, I'm not a pedophile. I know the controversy has caused the fandom a lot of pain. I will do my best to help the community like it helped me so many years ago. I am sorry for how I handled it in the beginning of this. I get frustrated and confused easily, and it was all overwhelming for me. But that's all I'm apologizing for. I did not deserve to be used, scapegoated, attacked, threatened, manipulated, harassed, blackmailed, and labeled as a monster.
I'm not reading
I know
that.
This video isn't going to please everyone. I fully expect people to make up new accusations and lies about me. I know this video may not please everyone, but I'm moving forward with my content and my channel. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Well,
Read the
welcome-
description.
Read the description. If you have
The description of his video.
if you have
Just that first sentence.
if you have spent hours watching hate videos about me, you owe me 15 minutes to takes to watch this video.
That is such. I know, right? That is so fucking entitled.
That's the
When I
whole-
saw that, I was literally just like losing my shit. I was like, "Oh my god, that is not how this works."
No, that's not how this shit works at all. This self-entitled little fucking brat.
Oh god.
Holy shit. So to the haters. Oh god, I'm not gonna read that. That's
Hey,
too much.
look how long this is.
They're totally mentally.
Who has time to write this?
This is totally mentally stable. This is a sign of mental health going completely right and healthy. No.
Oh my god,
Fuck.
oh my god, I'm gonna pee.
Uh,
Jesus Christ. This man wrote a fucking collegiate dissertation for the fucking pinned comment. Changes his name to Kero is not guilty. How much of a stan is this dude?
I don't
If
know.
this isn't Kero on an alt, this is Kero's biggest fucking fan. Like, no joke.
We got Anima Logic. I don't know what that one is. You got this guy, the person you mentioned earlier, Kero the Wolf. Videos I like.
Oh, look, Scar the Fur. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I'm surprised by that one. Yeah,
Got a lot of people commenting on his profile. It's
Yeah.
brave of him. Brave of him to leave the discussion tab open after all that shit.
question. I wonder if you still think my account is owned by Blue. I don't even know what half of this is. I hate. I love, and do not tolerate intolerance.
That is so... Oh, that's cringe. Oh, God, that's so cringy.
There's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow.
Oh, my God, this guy sounds like he's one of those guys who, like, unironically studied the blade kind of thing. You know, it's just one of those, like, oh, dude, stop.
Just
For your-
teleports right behind you to Kero. Nothing personnel, kid.
It's like, stop, dude. This is getting way too fucking sad looking at your profile, man.
this
It's
is
like,
fucking-
oh god, I can't. Oh god, I feel so bad.
You're the reason why 3 nukes weren't enough. 2 nukes weren't enough. We needed 4.
Like, goddamn, I feel like, Jesus Christ, like, I feel like it's just like kicking a fucking autistic kid in front of everybody. Like, that's looking at this shit is what it feels like. It's like, oh, this poor guy. Oh, it's so cringy and bad.
Yeah, true nobility is being superior to your old self, who I am. I am a furry who has dedicated my life to making videos making the world a better place. I defend the innocent, not because it's easy, but because it's what they do.
Fucking, and Cass fucking dies.
Oh fuck. Also, welcome the Crimson, or whoever you are, someone who's new. Welcome to the show. Sorry, but it's because it's the right thing to do. When you post comments, you have a choice. You either bring positivity in the world or you bring negativity, toxicity. No one loves a bully. I disagree with that, but
I disagree. I'm very well liked. I think.
I think.
Either I'm very well liked or a lot of people are very good liars because they don't like me, but they make me think they do.
Yeah. Hi, bullies. I do love to delete hate and smack down clueless, frickless hate.
Dude, I'm amazed this dude was even able to write this after fucking climaxing all over himself 17 different times while he did it.
I find angry morons importantly shutting up their monitors in rage to be hilarious. So if you repeat rumors written by simpletons on the internet attacking innocent furs, you're wasting your time.
Dude, I need to make a fucking video on this guy. This is the kind of weird autistic deep lore that I would love to get into. Just this guy, not even Kero anymore. Kero I want to talk about, but like this guy in particular is like, because he's been doing this for like years, and he is riding Kero's dick so hard and has been for fucking. It's like, dude, how much is he paying you? Does he pay you? Like, or is this just like something you like? Do you get down on your knees and suck his dick just for free? Are you a whore or a slut, dude? Which one are you? Because whores get paid. I want to know what I'm talking to here.
Yeah. So if you repeat by simpletons, you are wasting your time, where you can abandon your paranoid mindset and have a happy life. Your goal. Copy pasta my post all you like. Subscribe and check out my fur positive liked video.
What a fucking idiot.
Oh.
You know what? We have his permission to copy pasta this. I think we should get a copy pasta going.
Yeah. Yeah. Chat, go ahead. Let's play copy pasta, alright? That's we're free to do that. The almighty White Knight told us that we can. Also, can I just notice, like, if I don't know if you guys are seeing this, or if you were seeing this, but the avatar is clearly a picture of a crusader. Literal
Yeah.
White Knight drab all the way.
Plus, also the fact that he wrote this in his fucking profile, and he's the head moderator on Kero's channel.
And try to see if we can read some comments in the video
I
itself.
wanna take a
before moving
moment-
on because.
Also, if you click by how it's sorted, I'm pretty sure it's sorted by newest, not top comments. Yeah, see? Most people sort by top comments, so that way people can always tell what the most popular opinions happen to be. But when you sort by newest, it's to make it so nobody can tell what the top comments were. So nobody really knows what the popular opinion necessarily was. And that in and of itself is a tactic used to hide. If the popular opinion was negative and the comments like reflected that, putting newest first will hide that. It's another hiding tactic.
No, I don't disagree with you there. I think he deleted a lot of responses because there was a point where a lot of the critiquers got posted back into it because I guess he hid it, or his mods did, and then now they're all gone again. So I'm going to assume that he decided to, resend that whole thing. Limitations.
Yeah, but if you want to get some other guests on here, I got to get going. There's a couple things that just kind of came up, but I do appreciate you having me on to talk about
Sure,
this.
No problem, dude. It's interesting. I'll look into a few more things and we can come back on another day. I would like to look into that other guy. What's his name again?
Get the Solus or Scar the Fur? Which one?
I mean, maybe both, but the kick.
Oh, the Scar the Fur video, the unlisted one. I sent that to you in DMs if you want to watch that live. That's feel free. But my recommendation, the one thing I would point out about that video, when he mentions that it was never taken to the police, he shows logs that Pseudonym had actually posted himself. And if you look in one of the logs, because there's a lot of them, it literally shows Pseudonym write that they actually sent it out to the authorities first. So in his own video, it discredits that assertion, which is really weird that he put that in there, because I assume he read it. But I thought that was worth pointing out before I go, because I didn't want you to miss that one. All right, but I'm going to get on out of here. Appreciate you having me on, and I'll see you later.
See you later, Coyote. So, chat, congratulate Coyote for coming on, because that was pretty fucking interesting to go through. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking of doing a bit more, but I don't know. Let's be honest. That was a lot to go through. So, yeah. I think I'll have some other people in here for a bit, and we can go through the autism and whatnot. But yeah, that was very interesting. Very, 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 very interesting content. Just going through the autism, the usual weird modus operandi. What do you call it? Yeah. Either way. So, I think we learned a very interesting lesson, people. If you're going to talk about stuff, you better back up your cases with evidence and cheat it. Well, I'll have other people pop in for a bit. And we can have conversations about it. There's some people I like to talk to, so yeah, we got some of them waiting on. I apologize for keeping them waiting. Let's go ahead and get Sergeant Spellmeow in here. Hello.
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 Thank you for having me on, Uwu.
Hello.
Hello!
How you been doing, Seth?
I've been doing all right. It's been an interesting autism. I've been watching the streams since its conception, so yeah, it's been quite interesting. I can't. I'm not really in shock about the whole copy pasta bullshit that was going down.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to make it clear that it sounds like one of those Navy SEAL copy pastas.
Oh, yeah, it comes across that way. Most certainly. So, when you diagnosed what this is, what do you can tell me about? What do you think of Kiro's little autism spat?
It just sounds like one of those types of things where, you're generic, oh, you caught me. I'm gonna make excuses so that I can make myself look less bad. But I'm still pretty bad. That type of thing. Like, for example, with previous people we've dealt with, such as, like, Killer Creed and all those other spurglets. Like, they've always tried to justify their actions, even when it's clearly illegal. And very not moral, I suppose, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, like the one time Killer Creed sexually harassed a minor and shit like that, and they went, "Oh, because in Australia it's okay," even though the minor was in like America.
Exactly.
And then,
that's exactly what I'm saying with Kero. Obviously he contradicted himself since the very beginning, all the way to the end, or to the point. where he was trying to say, oh, the cops weren't involved, or the FBI wasn't involved. But in reality, they were. They really were. Don't try to tell me that the FBI wasn't involved in the first place. Are you fucking retarded?
Well, it's that they were arguing that like the FBI was involved, but because they didn't get anything due to statutes of limitations taking over, it somehow meant that he was innocent of all his crimes, which doesn't make any sense. But you see how it is, right? This is a game of them trying to justify their like completely unscrupulous behavior towards a larger audience of people, hoping that they'll be stupid enough to take it.
Oh, absolutely. I can definitely tell you that most of these people will absolutely take his word for it. Because people don't know, the sad reality is this is a faggot that decided to join a bunch of furry communities and chase after children or people under the age. And say, oh no, I didn't know, or I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this, you know. Every generic pedo thing. I didn't know her age!
Every generic thing you can possibly imagine is already on display here. But before we go into something, I would like to give you guys a bit of extra content by going through a little kitten guy. A guy, was it called Kitten something? The guy Coyote brought up. I figured we'd go through a little bit of his video. We, you know, whatnot before we end the night. You know, just so you guys get a bit of extra content. I know I've neglected you guys with content for a while, so I figured, why not? But before that, if you guys want to support this channel, you know, keep everything running and going, feel free to like, subscribe, and, you know, keep sharing that shit everywhere you can. It really helps people like us keep going. Especially when, those pedophiles and dogfuckers and Susan, they don't like us. Trust me, I get flagged all the time for making this content, so.
Where's my fucking money, Susan?
Yeah, where's my fucking money, Susan?
You want to join my free gift card giveaway?
So yeah, before we end this night, I'll respond to one more thing. I was going to respond to Kero's additional video, but that would be a little too much because it's the same thing being repeated over and over again. And I think Kitten's response, what you would call him, is a bit more entertaining. I think is the best word I can describe.
Absolutely. You're gonna have to stream this for me because you're not streaming your screen anymore.
Well, yeah. Don't worry, I'll take care of that.
Alrighty. My God. When you're a pedophile, please be a little more creative. Please. I'm not asking people to be pedophiles. Please don't. But if you are one, don't give the generic excuse that, oh, I didn't know my dick was responding to anything that breathes. Stick it in. No, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, so we'll respond to one more thing, and then I'll let some extra callers in. We'll talk about some of our closing statements for sure, and then we'll end it on a good note for tonight. So
hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good plan. Anyway, I'm just glad you guys are still supporting this anyway. Let's go ahead. So where was I looking for? Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm being retarded as usual. Goddamn Kaz Warfox can't do it right.
Kaz Warfox is a jerk. He needs to be sent to hell.
Kaz Warfox is the devil.
Oh yes.
All right,
Daddy Warfox, give me that content. Give me that clout.
Oh god. All right, so we got the stream thing set up for a bit over here, so people who are obviously in here can see that. So let's go ahead and like just go through this video because it makes me laugh. Well, there's another one. It's a small 3-minute. I'm just gonna chuckle at this one, but let's go ahead.
All right.
Great muscle rants. I'm badass and explosive, bitch.
I wonder who he paid for that intro. Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Windows Movie Maker gamers.
Hello, all you adorable fluff butts out there. Kit the Solus here, and we're going to talk about some recent history today. You see, back in 2018, a fluff by the name of Kero the Wolf was accused of a lot of horrible...
Can I just mention how cringy it is to hear that?
A fluff!
Fluff!
things.
Oh, shit.
Now, I could spend the entirety of this video going back over everything he was accused of, but others have done that to death already, so
That's
Now
gonna
that we
be too
talk
much
a bit
effort. That's why
about
we're not
the
gonna go
other
over
side
it.
of
Mhm.
things today, shall we? We're going to talk about the effects that this event had on Kero and those around him, the real reason why this happened, and what it did to our once beautiful community. And maybe I'll even
Yikes.
try my hand at a sort of divination by giving you my predictions of what will happen now that this adorable fluff has returned. So, strap in, pick up those ears, and enjoy the ride,
Yikes.
because this one is going to...
What? Excuse me?
This adorable little fluff.
Excuse me?
Holy shit.
He looks like every child molester mixed into one. What are you talking about, my nigga? Oh my god.
Holy shit.
get a little weird.
And the artwork's like
Oh,
harsh. Yeah, I can tell.
Shit. The effects. In Comic
Now,
Sans.
back in late 2018, when the original Zoo Sadist files were leaked, our community collectively lost its fucking mind.
No shit.
What? I mean, yeah, no shit. When you have like popular members within your own community partaking in a lot of illegal shit, yeah, no fucking wonder people would lose their collective shit. Come on.
Wow.
Wow, I know, right? Fucking Sherlock Holmes over here, guys. You know? Guys, we got fucking furry Sherlock Holmes over here. His name is Furlock. Sherlock Holmes.
Yummy. Some
Once you
adorable
made it in many
fur.
aspects, our community fell into a weird sort of societal civil war, similar to the divide.
Oh no! Get down! The guns are being shot! Help! What the fuck?
Oof. Okay.
Divide created
Alright.
back during the Burn Furs issues. This time, though,
Okay.
one particular individual was stuck squarely in the middle of it, with those who took part in this conflict fighting over whether he was guilty or innocent. This, sadly, brought out the worst in our community, with countless numbers flocking to harass those who believed there could be any verdict other than
Guilty.
That was a voice change.
Yeah, that was the
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty. Fuck, if I can fix my voice change, I would too, just to see it.
Fucking Christ.
Anyway.
Nice. Thank you for abbreviation for that.
nothing mattered
You stuff for artillery at Charlie Bravo.
to them as they directed their ire towards those who disagreed with the narrative that they chose to cling to, despite the debunking of their precious evidence, and as quickly as it...
How did this evidence get debunked? What the fuck are you on about?
If it's actual real evidence, it wouldn't be debunked unless you're faking it.
could be disproven,
You fucking moron.
more so-called evidence of more crimes came out against Kero. Hatred took its hold as a driving force in our community in that moment. We saw people young and old driven out of our community.
It's just furry politicians? Oh boy. Move aside, Obama. We got some furry politics here.
Oh, where were you when the furry apocalypse happened? The furry apocalypse have consumed all. The furry community is like a furry fucking fallout. The fur nukes,
Holy
the yif nukes were way too much.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry. I get overly a fucking imagination in terms of all the stupid jokes I call out. So I'm sorry. It's so overly dramatic. Get the fuck out of here, LMO. Yes, Lone Wolf.
Community by the outraged mob slinging death threats and defamation at anyone
Wow.
who did not fall into ideological lockstep with the extremists.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, what? That was a run-on sentence right there. Did you forget the period there, buddy?
By the outraged mob slinging death threats and defamation at anyone who did not fall into ideological lockstep with the extremists who called for blood.
Oh god, I hate when
Oh, jeez.
I hate when they do this shit. They always like to sit here and denounce people who call this shit out as extremist. Extremist, that's not how... Okay, first of all, being against dog fuckers and pedophiles is not extremist. That should be
It's
pretty
not.
fucking normal.
It's part of our moral code. You're not supposed to get in relations with animals. Nonetheless, actually, let me cross that. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to affiliate with anything that doesn't have a proper conscience to give consent. Especially animals. That is so fucked.
Yeah, look,
You trying to say that's extremist?
You're taking like defenseless creatures, defenseless things like animals and kids, and then you're saying that's okay. Well, I mean, not you, but that's what people like
Right.
Snake Thing did. You're merely defending that shit, and I think that's the problem with this is that you don't seem to understand that.
Oh no, absolutely. These people do not realize how serious this could be. If you were to give everyone the idea of, oh, if you were against any sort of taking over of anything or any living being, this is wrong. Like everybody would be unhappy. It's so fucked.
Like, the problem with this shit is that you have to end up realizing that the reality of the whole situation is that what is a common mantra of what furries deal with? It's children, right? There's a lot
Absolutely.
of nearby conventions. There's a lot of them getting themselves involved in like the other sections of the furry fandom that isn't that extreme into the sexual shit. Whatever the case is, like furries are nearby kids. Why would you ever justify ever defending anyone who is in trouble for shit like this or did stupid shit? It sends a bad message. There's no saving the community at that point. So it's not extremist to get rid of these people. It's not. It's really fucking not. It should be normal. It should be considered normal. Why else do you think I barely call myself a pred hunter, let alone an anti? Because it should be seen as normal to go after these people, regardless of titles.
I mean, it's not necessarily going after, like, you could be completely against them and not go after them. Like, some other people will, like us. But that's a different story. Like, that's still the same idea. We are against these people trying to take advantage of a community that literally didn't deserve it. But shit, that's just how that's how it happens.
Yeah, like as I've said before, this should be normal to be against, just in general, even in the most minute form of not going after these people. In the basic sense of the word, you should be against this, especially like, as I've said, like the furry shit is oftentimes nearby children. A lot of these conventions are usually nearby kids. You can't justify this shit.
Oh yeah.
You just can't sit there and go, oh yeah, no, he's innocent. Throw him back. No, fuck that. Come on.
Oh
Fuck
no.
this shit.
Though, when Kero signaled his departure from the community over these accusations, rather than ending the turmoil, it sparked something far worse. Without
Yeah, let me
clear
hit that
target for their hatred,
high key
the growing
right there.
mob decided to make new targets. One by one, the heroes of our community were accused, whether there was proof or not, with people turning whatever they...
What is this?
All the dramatic music mixed with like goofy ass fursuits.
This Nibba's literally using Windows Movie Maker. What is this transition between the photos? What is this? Explain this to me.
I thought my shit was bad when it comes to editing videos. Nah, no.
This is much worse. Holy
Oh,
They
shit.
could find into a reason to justify their outrage. In the years since, we have seen everyone from Cory Coyote and Nas Hyena to Majira and Kiwi Fox attacked, berated, and defamed for minor slights or perceived crimes against our beloved community. Where once we were a community of love and acceptance, furry has, in the years since these accusations were made, become a weapon of hatred and terror. And where once our future seemed so bright,
Again, going after people who've committed potential crimes in general and whatever is not hatred. It's merely calling out people who do like evil, malicious, fucked up shit. It's really
Absolutely.
that simple. I don't see how this is like. We need to like. Are you trying that hard to fucking split hairs about this shit?
It's much worse because this guy is just saying the community was just fine before these accusations happened. But that's a complete lie. There's always the backside of every single community. Every single one. There's always going to be this faggot who's gonna cause some serious issues. It's that 1 or 10%, you know? It's like gotcha life.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not here to try to moral fag about communities in general, but yes, every single one has a fucking dark, seedy underbelly that needs to be called out, and it's a very... I think what kills these groups is the fact whether or not they want to handle it. I think with this video and other fur fags who are trying to defend Hero, I don't think they realize that by doing this, essentially, they are playing into the one thing that gets people against them. You
Absolutely.
are inadvertently, regardless if you believe it or not, playing into a stereotype that people talk about furries under.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, like, I'm just saying, if you want a community to survive, you cannot let people like Kero for what he's done, and by extension, snaking rulers. You know, you can't let them get away. You can't let them succeed. I'm sorry, that's just not how it works. Unless you want to die and like people see you as a stereotype that you don't want to happen, then go ahead.
It's your way, man.
just know that a certain old furry friend of mine said I was a bad example of the furry fandom because I go after predators and shit, and apparently I'm not a furry, so take that for what you will, chat. Casper Fox is not one of them, apparently.
You're a pedo in denial if you're going after other pedos. Oh no!
Oh no. Jeez.
Oh no!
The underwear bandit has possessed Seth. We are doomed.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is that fucking Mickey Mouse?
No! There you go.
Every time I saw Cypher, I flash back to my time in the furry Civil War. What the fuck is this chat?
This is cancer. What is this?
Oh god.
Now all that remains is darkness and uncertainty.
Oh, for fuck.
Darkness and uncertainty. A dark return.
This is so really dramatic.
It's easy to see the damage that was done to our community. People on both sides have given in to their...
Please come in. Back rope.
Okay, I can understand you want to show some screenshots, but that was the worst one to show first. What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm giggling a fucking hyena now. This is great. Commit, Nick Rope. Hello, darkness, my old friend.
And it shows.
Disgusting animal abuse and scumbag. Drink the camera and do something good for the world.
Oh my fucking...
We need more shootings at furry conventions and anime conventions too.
Oh no, help!
There was
People
a
are shooting
time
up the
when we
furry
were
conventions.
united against a common enemy. Something that threatened us, our safety, and even our very way of life.
Oh god, I hate this. Okay, here's the thing, dude. This is what you do, and this pisses me off. You're trying to equate some regular-ass furries with pedophiles and dogfuckers.
God damn it.
Because of an interest that we all shared. We as a community were once hated and reviled for what and who we are by the world at large.
No, but we still are!
Yeah.
Mocked and
What are you talking about?
It's because of people like you, but I guess that doesn't matter, huh?
belittled by the media because of their intolerance and their inability to listen, or their
I mean, it's the media would expect.
desire for fame and ratings. And while we
Ah, there we go. There we go. Fame and ratings. That's gonna
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Yes, apparently we're just filthy clout chasers for talking about this. Okay.
Yeah, right. I'm so sorry.
Meanwhile, shameless plug. I'm just joking.
Oh,
I am
shit.
totally not doing the clout chasing.
Don't pay
worked
attention to my
tirelessly for
screen.
decades to undo the damage that they had done to our community in the eyes of the world. It's all being undone now by those who seek the same glory.
Says we getting rid of zoophiles and abusers like Kero. We get rid of racists like Dojo. I don't even know about that one, so I'm not gonna
That's not how it works, but okay.
tic tac toe. Who's going to be the third motherfucker in a row?
Yeah.
Media once did. Those who seek to sensationalize and justify their hatred have turned the focus of the world upon the worst aspects of our community.
Sir, let's say, what and who we are? Did they just admit that they're all dog fuckers? That's logic. I mean, that's kind of. I guess you can say that's probably you just tacitly admit to that. So I guess you can say that. Probably.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys are offending our group, okay? I'm not defending Kero, but I am defending him because he's an innocent furry. He's our beloved furry.
Old assumptions of what it
Please.
meant to be furry have become the norm once more. In just a few short years, we have let hatred undo what most in our community spent the better half of a lifetime trying to accomplish.
Wait, what?
He's trying to equate that somehow this whole drama has essentially ruined the furry fandom's ability to fix its reputation, which, by the way, the problem isn't because of that. The problem is that people defended Kero. That's what caused that to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Exactly.
to say that. Like, yes, you will have people who will say, well, if someone's a furry, they are, by extension, this in this name, title, whatever you call it. It doesn't matter. You'll always have people like that, but...
Absolutely.
There's
Like, no matter what, there will always be this person who will go the extra mile to cause a bunch of havoc by defending somebody that's clearly doing some illegal shit. That doesn't matter.
At the end of the day, it comes down to the fact that the only reason why Kero's reputation has also damaged the furry fandom's reputation is because people defended Kero or decided to play neutral and play a blind eye to the whole thing, just wanting the drama to stop, even though it's been 2 years and I don't see it stopping. I don't think it's going to.
Absolutely not.
I'm sorry to
It will
say
never
it.
stop.
I'm sorry to say it, but there's a reason why people call this out. This isn't your usual pointless drama. This isn't usually your pointless, oh, let's talk about some spurg on the internet who says stupid shit like Wings of Redemption. No, we're talking about someone who actually did fucked up shit. And at the end of the day, that will always be bared a mark on a community if you defend that in any way. Therefore,
Absolutely.
you are part of the problem.
You don't realize your own issues. That's the beginning part of it. Especially when you want to be part of a community that will be labeled as such for the rest of its lifespan. That will happen.
Yeah, can I get a check? Can I get an amen to that? Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Wow. Excuse me, it's not technically illegal shit.
Hatred seeks to overshadow what good our community has always done.
I mean, if you're into defending Kero, there's not really much good that comes out of it, so no.
A light shines.
There is, however, a light that shines in this dark.
Oh my god! The
It
music!
should not and will not be ignored. Kero has returned to our community.
Oh my god!
Determined to once again bring hope and joy where others offer nothing but hatred and sorrow. He's come through investigations by 2 states in the last 2 years, both of which had involved a higher authority than their own, and neither of which could find any truth in the so-called evidence that they were presented. With everything he was accused of and more levied against him, he has been seen as innocent
Oh my god.
by our country's judicial system, as we all knew he would. I
feel so enlightened.
Much to the chagrin of his original accusers. Now, like so many others who have been accused.
Oh my god,
and
my
attacked
pee-pee's so hard right now. Holy
he stands
fuck.
hardened against those who would wish the worst upon him, and like so many of us, he stands ready to bring back the pride and joy of our once beautiful community. We stand united, ready to lift.
I'm sorry. Okay. I can't believe we went from blaming everyone who calls out the furry community for their inability to handle the shit shows like this, which is, you know, Kero the Wolf is definitely not, and will never be, the one and only example of this, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's more.
The furry Saya has returned.
He's fucking worshipping Kero.
Oh my god. Holy shit.
Holy fuck.
Somebody make the furry Bible, please.
Yes, we gotta make the furry Bible.
Know what our community was meant to be. We want to see furry
Kero died for the furry.
become what it once was. A beacon of hope for those who share a common love of anthropomorphics.
Oh god. Okay.
You cannot make this shit up.
Apparently, no, you really can't.
With Kero's return, there are things which are certain to happen, as well as those we must fight to accomplish. With a certainty, I can say that there will be those who scream.
You gotta be kidding me. He's even trying to have, like, the furry wolf cultist pictures in here. Are you sure this wasn't a joke? I'm starting to...
I'm starting to think so, yeah. This is you can't make this shit up. You really can't. You would have to be on the most serious drugs to come up with all this bullshit. Holy frick.
Okay, for the love of God, I hope this king guy's joking.
For blood once again. There will be new accusations, newfound hatred, and outrage from those who can see nothing else. Lines will be drawn, new factions will emerge on both sides of the divide, and we will finally see the difference between those who wish the best for our community and those who seek to destroy it for their own personal gains. These things
find out in the next episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
The last furbender. The last of the furry tribe.
What is more important is what I believe we must fight to achieve. We can return to the golden age of furry if we are willing to stand united against the hatred that is...
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Look, I'm just gonna put this out. The reason why you fuckers get in trouble is because you are about as tribalistic as, like, some police departments are when a cop gets shot, right?
Absolutely.
You never think in terms of actually pulling accountability. You always think of defending your tribe to the end, even if it's impractical. This is the reason why the fandom gets into so much shit shows. Had you been more consistent and been more open-minded to the fact that your opponents may have a few right opinions sometimes, and fix the problem, you wouldn't have this issue now, would you? No, you wouldn't.
Absolutely not.
Have some brain cells, you fucking tard.
Torn us apart and set the progress of our community back by decades. And to those who once hid in the dark corner,
no H8. I wonder what that means.
Preying on the young or the blind. Remember,
no H8.
you were no more accepted then than you are now.
What is this?
Where we dealt with these outliers
Furry Vietnam.
quietly, seeing to it that they be locked away behind walls.
I have you know, I did my time in furry name.
Furry. What is that? Nick Wilde in the cage? What is
Oh no.
Nick Wilde was a prisoner of the war. Holy frick.
Yeah, in fact, he's in my basement right now.
Oh.
Of concrete and iron, so that our beloved community could know
It rubs the lotion on the skin or gets the hose again.
safety. If we are willing to stand united, we can return to this, And while the actions of those who fight behind the scenes to keep our beloved community safe may
What the
go
fuck
unseen,
is that?
I don't even know who that is, and I'm going to assume, are you talking about gay ops? Because it kind of alludes to that. I don't know.
it will not go unrecognized. We as a community can make the furry fandom a beacon of hope and love once
Nope.
again.
Great again.
We need only
Oh,
let go
I was
of-
expecting him to say great again.
Make furries great again.
We must make furry communities
hatred for
great
one another,
again.
to recognize what brings us together and once again raise up those who understand what it truly means to be furry. Now, which
What?
side, I wonder, will you stand on? The side of love and acceptance? Or the side of hatred and suffering?
Excuse me? Oh god. These are the Oh my god, is that a child?
I have no idea.
Oh Jesus. These poor souls. Ugh.
I mean,
Oh,
I think it's
God.
very telling he's trying to portray this as, like, love intolerance. So you're saying that we should love and tolerate pedos and dogfuckers? That doesn't make any sense.
Like, that's what I got from it. Unless he's trying to justify the fact that Kero did all this bullshit and he should get away with it. Is that basically what I got from this?
Why do you talk about Kira like he's the lord and savior of the furry fandom? LMAO.
Yeah.
Look up
that's-
hyperbole.
Wow.
I mean, it's probably not the best. Like, let's go look. at
He's
his channel.
streaming?
Yeah, he streams like a lot apparently, games and shit.
Wow. Undertale? Oh!
Well, he looked exactly what I expected.
He looks like Dark Ninja, but if he was a redneck. Holy frick. Oh, god damn.
All right, let's. There's another video because I'm not sure if I'm gonna watch this whole one, but I think it's pretty interesting because this is his, I think, direct
Alright.
response after this video we just watched.
Right? Since this is not going to be a typical video, fuck the intro. Hey everybody, I'm Kid. And let's first address last week's video, shall we? Yes, it was timed roughly to coincide with Kira's return. Yes, it was designed to be hyperbolic as shit. It was designed to be
Right.
amusing. I did make my video prior to seeing Kiro's video, and while I had seen his script, I did think he was also going to put a hell of a lot more of an explanation in it.
Whoops.
That
Fuck
said,
lol.
let's talk about what that video was supposed to be about, shall we? You see, we do have a problem in our community. We have a problem with witch hunting, we have a problem with bullying, we have a problem with people randomly attacking without cause, and we have a problem with people slinging accusations when they hear somebody has an opinion they don't like. Now, if you guys haven't already
What?
figured out, by the way, there's not going to be any graphics up on the screen. There aren't going to be any adjustments to the music. Hell, there's not even going to be any music, and there might not even be a intro card. I don't know yet. What there is going to be is a picture of my Fursona's face, and yes, my Fursona's nipples, because I get that some people think it's cringy or weird, and for those of you who have a problem with the male form, oh fucking well. I personally like the
What?
artwork that my mate bought me as a gift, so it's staying up. Have fun with that. Now, as for my
Is that
Twitter
supposed to be a
conduct,
slang
I will
mark?
point out that, yes,
I
I
don't know.
linked the video that I made to Kero. This was kind of supposed to be a sort of collab effort to essentially get people hyped up for his return. However, my
What
other
the
reason for
fuck?
sticking around Twitter that particular day is because, well, I honestly don't like Twitter. I don't like the people on it, and if I can sit there and piss people off and troll around with them a little bit and generally make people flip their shit, I'm going to, because as I've mentioned in a lot of my streams, I'm an asshole. And by the way,
No
as
way.
Coyote Lovely also said, I'm a bit of an idiot too.
At least you are that.
I've mentioned several times that I'm an old jaded-ass gray muzzle. I've never claimed to be the most intelligent furry out there. In fact, I have
can
my
tell.
moments. Now, I will point out,
Holy
however,
shit.
before I get into the rest of it, that yes, one thing in that video did actually kind of makes sense and became kind of valid after the fact, because my predictions were that everyone was going to flip their shit, that there would be new accusations to come out, and that there would be people slinging death threats left and right. There would be new lines drawn, and we'd essentially start this weird little furry civil war. And that has already kind of happened. You see, for the last couple days, I have been receiving anywhere between 10 and 40 death threats a day, as have a lot of other people that I have talked to about this particular issue, some of them as young as 10 years old, just because they decided to, you know, speak out about a controversy that they weren't exactly 100% certain of.
Well, that's unfortunate. Like, I don't necessarily advocate for doing anything fucky, especially around anybody who's probably shouldn't be doing that, but as the saying goes, I mean, did you not expect people to get mad at the whole Kero the Wolf's defense type of shit?
It's kind of stuck in between, because he's contradicting himself. He says, I predicted this, so you guys are idiots because I already knew this. And then he turns around and says, people got mad and I made a video, like, there's like a bunch of people.
So
it's like, yeah.
Expected it or you didn't? Like, is this just like another game of like, I'm gonna play the victim?
This is the problem in our fandom.
The problem with the fandom is child molesters and dog fuckers trying to get scot-free with their crimes, and people defending them. Fuck off
Of course.
Shit. I hate when these people do that.
The way we handle horrifying people and horrifying events right now is not okay.
That's hypocritical
in this community is
yeah, like you defending Kero is not okay.
is we tend to have people that are, I don't know, popular, and when we do this, it kind of puts them on a pedestal, and then when we find out that they are not perfect and they are flawed human beings like the rest of us, we tend to blow it way the fuck out of proportion.
Well, it happens to every community. This is why you have to be careful who you put as the face of your community. I've seen this in
I'm sorry. Did he just say that we're all human? We make mistakes. Are you trying to justify that Kero accidentally, you know, got himself involved with underage users or doing some shady shit? Oh, it was my bad. I'm sorry. I didn't realize that this nibba was 10. Whoops. It's so fucking retarded.
I don't condone any of the things that Kero has been accused of, and realistically, I don't condone a lot of the things that a lot of people are accused of. In fact, I legitimately drank to the fucking day that Snake Thing, or Nelazar, or whatever the fuck you want to call that freak, I drank to fucking celebrate the day I found out that fucker was in a concrete cell. What I didn't do, however, is talk about how he should have been killed rather than imprisoned. That was more your guys' thing, not mine. You see, I don't like the idea of hurting people, regardless of what they've done. I would much rather see them rot in a cell rather than die, because, quite honestly, them rotting in a fucking cell is more suffering than, say, a quick bullet to the head.
Hashtag edgy.
That said, there have been 2 Kero videos put out in the span of a weekend, and neither of them really addressed anything, so Kero, I know you're watching this, dude. I honestly want what is best for you, but you really have to fucking address some things. And yes, I know.
Oh my god! Oh!
I mean, good luck with that. Knowing Kero as his personality tends to pan out when shit goes wrong, he sounds like the classical example of a delusional narcissist, so I don't honestly expect that to work out as you wish it did, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, this is not me trying to be a prick or anything. I'm just pointing out you're defending someone that probably just sees you as a number.
No shit. Holy fucking...
Some things that you can't legally talk about. It's a thing that tends to happen when you've been under investigation for 2.5 fucking years. But seriously, address some of it. Find the things that you can legally talk about. Make a video and fucking talk about them.
I mean, it's been 2 years. If he actually had any intentions of doing it, he would have already done it. Chances are, I think he's just gonna let you bleed and dry anyway because he doesn't care. Let's be real. Come on, you're siding with someone who does not fucking care.
I'm just waiting for him to get ass fucked by fucking Kero. Obviously, he's just a fucking pawn for this guy.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
been sitting here defending your ass for the better half of 2 years now. Do you understand?
Senpai, why didn't you reciprocate my love for the last 2 years? I slaved away.
Why does it sound like when I said that I was defending Sasha's ass? This is basically a repeat.
Holy shit. Watch out for that video, gamers.
Dude, I want to believe you. I want for things to eventually be okay for you, but first things first, something has to fucking give. Oh, and if you've gotten this far and you are actually listening, if you think this is me hopping over to the Kero is guilty side, not really, because quite honestly, I still don't believe that he is guilty of even half of the shit that he was accused of.
Not really.
Honestly, guys, if he was guilty of even half of that shit, he'd be worse than Norman fucking Bates. Or, I mean, I could have also just said O.J. fucking Simpson, because that seems to be the default for you guys to equate him to anyways, and I still don't know
Oh, God.
rich football star murderer has in common with somebody who apparently fucked a dog. Seriously, learn how to correctly interpret scale of severity in a crime. Anyhow, as of this video going up, I'm done.
Says a guy who keeps ignoring particular points
about anything that has to do with his case or what have you. I'm done talking to people who, quite frankly, probably should be in mental institutes instead of on the internet, because you guys have come up with some interesting ways to tell me to kill myself. From the Americas fucking telling me to hang myself to one of you guys suggested I give myself a Tide Pod enema and then essentially finish it off by taking an entire tank of helium, shoving it up my ass, cranking it up, and inflating myself until I explode.
Oh my god, what?
Was so kind to try to during my last stream. Thank you for that, by the way. I've got 3 things to tell you. 1, my county no longer rolls out the big guns for anonymous threats. 2, they do, however, come to your door, ask to search the house, which that's one of the reasons why the stream ended. And 3, what you did in my area, at least, is considered attempted murder. So guess what? Yes, I did tell them that I want to press charges, so they're going to be tracing that call, and when they find you, I'm going to make certain that you wind up in a fucking cell. Have fun with that knowledge. Oh,
that's threatening.
Those of you who think it's going to be cute and funny to try to come into my streams, you know, my daily streams, and try to fuck with me, good on you. Have fun with that. You're going to very quickly be banned from the channel, because I have at this point told my mods, if anyone comes on for the sake of griefing, it's not a timeout, it's not a warning, it is a grand fucking kick to your balls and kick you out of the fucking chat for good. Because, quite honestly, I'm done with your guys' bullshit, and I'm done being nice. I'm going to be the cranky old fucking grey muzzle that everybody originally saw me as for a little while, and for anyone who thinks it's a good idea to sit there and try to fuck with me, I'm not gonna deal with your shit, I'm just gonna be done with you. You have been warned. Oh, and for those of you who are going to insist that I talk about the things that I have been accused of, I already kind of did. Go look for the video called The Book of Solace. Now, I may not be a saint, but I'm not the criminal that you guys think I am, and that video explains why that is. So anyways, until next time, ta-ta everybody, and for those of you who deserve it, fuck y'all, I'm out.
Oh, thank you, but I'll pass. This Nippa's making a book?
I don't know if that's a book or that's just a video response someone made to him, if positive or negative. I honestly don't know what to tell you there. Most I can say, though, is, yeah, that was not remotely intimidating whatsoever.
I'm gonna trace you guys back, and I'm gonna tell my mom to hire a bunch of CIA agents and go into your house. Like, I'm gonna kill you.
Like, please, stop. This is like Christian levels of spurgatory. Please, stop.
Get some
Yeah.
help.
So I think what makes this hilarious to me is, you know, how hilarious this is. Like, yeah, how mad he is. It's a really interesting question. If you were expecting this, why did you get yourself involved? That's a real good question, honestly, because, I mean, when you get involved in any of this stuff, you should always be prepared for the possibility of kind of getting, you know, a little fucked with, you know, a little people will get mad at you, people will say shit.
Of course.
There's plenty of people who say a lot of shit about me just for me going after monsters, you know.
No matter what, you're on the internet. Everyone will criticize you for whatever you do. No matter if it's just artwork, you know, simple writing on fucking DeviantArt, Wattpad, whatever, you know. It's common.
You can literally do the most nonchalant thing ever, and someone's gonna have a problem with it. You
Absolutely.
You could be doing things with the most best intentions and panning that out the best way, and people will still try to hate you. It's just how it is. But to directly get yourself involved in the Kero drama, where everyone knows that's a death sentence for anyone's YouTube channel to defend that shit, yeah, I don't necessarily feel a lot of sympathy. It just sounds like common fucking sense. You know?
Oh boy.
Apparently,
That
I
is-
have to explain to this guy who's probably way older than I am about common sense in regards to not getting involved in fights you can't fucking finish. Jeez, I wonder fucking why.
There's something called consistency.
Also, welcome, Eddie. Came in quite late. I think we've been just about done because I would look into more of this, but, you know, I had more plans, but unfortunately, you know, sometimes things just go nuts. And I think I could use a bit of a follow-up later, maybe with a video, I don't know. I got plenty of things to do since I've been without doing any internet shit for a while, so at least not in terms of YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoy this autism.
Yummy.
I hope you guys enjoy it. And before you decide to leave, I would recommend that you would kindly, if you're willing, to like, subscribe, and share to the best of your ability, because it allows people like me to keep operating. Not to mention, Susan really fucking hates me. So I'm pretty sure we can all agree Susan deserves a nice little fuck you from the Fox Mafia crew. Fuck you, Susan.
Hell yeah.
Pay me my fucking money. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the shit show.
Bye!
Bye! I'm gonna do my outro music, so give me a sec.